And welcome back to the Thunderbolts pregame show. And joining me now, head coach John Riston. And John, the original red letter game, as you had it on your schedule, was this game against Chadron State, and still is to this day.
Yeah, I think for me, I grew up in the CU program, Bill McCartney era, and red letter game was always Nebraska. And I know when I had an opportunity to be a head coach that we were going to have to red letter somebody that's really good. And it's out of respect to their program. It's about respect of the way they go about things. And I picked Chadron State because when I first got the job, they had won 3 straight RMAC championships, and I wanted to be just like them. And we're fortunate that we were able to get Chadron when Danny Woodhead was there no more. And we've been able to establish a pretty nice rivalry with them. And so our kids are looking forward to this game and this opportunity.
Well, they were really good in your early days with this program. Then they had a little problem, a little internal strife with their program. But I think they're on the slow build back up.
Yeah, I think Coach Long has done a great job. I think right now this is probably the most talented team we've played, and they got some real speed on the outside as receivers, and they're bigger up front and more athletic as pass rushers, and they create a defense that they're going to, blitz but not play man, and so that changes your schemes a little bit and your protection. So we got a work cut out for us, but we're looking forward to going on a business trip. It's 400 and some miles, 413 miles, I believe it is, up there, and we got a 1 o'clock kickoff, so that's even more special.
Well, so far this year, we mentioned it the other night in the show, they come out flying. They hold teams down early on. Only 3 points they've given up in the first quarter of games this year. I guess it's imperative. If you don't score, at least don't let them get off to a great start, because I think that's probably their formula.
Well, I tell you what, Jimmy, I think last week we took the opening drive. That kind of got dragged through the mud a little bit because of what happened through the game. But we took that opening drive and took a 3-0 lead, and it would be nice punching in the end zone. And we took that ball 73 yards, made some nice plays, and then we kind of sputtered after that. But the guys that have been on a consistent is our defense, and I'm really happy with what we're doing defensively. Our guys are playing well. They're playing fast. We're tackling really a lot better than we did early on, and we got to do that this week, or it's going to be a long day.
Now, with their defense being a strength and your team's defense being a strength, I think comes down to mistakes really in this game. It always does, it seems like, but more so in this one.
Yeah, it just boils down to self-inflicted wounds like you talk about every week, and we can eliminate those, eliminate turnovers, and create turnovers. We got a chance to be successful.
Well, offensively, they seem to kind of do what they do. A little power game here, power game there, but they've got some speed. They've got some weapons this year. They got a running back run 80 yards for a touchdown last week. They got an experienced quarterback. Got to worry a little bit.
Yeah, it seemed like we played against this quarterback forever, and so he's really managed the game well because he's got some very, very talented receivers that can run in that secondary. So we got to put a little pressure on them. Can't let them just sit back there. Their run game, we got to fill our gaps. And so we had an injury Tuesday night in practice where Wild Germano's out, broke a bone in his foot. And so we're going to move Patrick Howell inside and start Scipio on the outside. So I think that's going to be interesting in a great way, because I think it will add to a little bit of more speed to us.
Yeah, sometimes an opening creates some optimism.
Well, Patrick's wearing red socks not for the Boston Red Sox for you, but he's wearing red socks the other day at practice. Like, well, I sure like those red socks inside there, because he just has a knack, and I'm hoping he can demonstrate that.
Well, you mentioned defensively, they've been really good this year, and probably a couple plays here and there from being probably 4-1 on this season. Really eye-opening, and it's been with their defense. What do they do that scares you?
Well, they're just a real sound, and so they play with 3 down linemen, and they play at what we call a spaghetti. You don't know where they're coming, spaghetti noodles all over, and they play with the 5 secondary and 4 linebackers right there, and so it's really interesting to see how we're going to be able to match up with that.
So you're always worried about, well, are we going to hit them on the right play? But sometimes when they're doing things from different angles, you do catch them, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be feast or famine sometimes. And so they're going to get us. But I think we got a great game plan to just try to get back to what we do, and that's going to be running the ball.
All right, good luck today.
Thanks, and go Pack.
Thunderwolves head coach John Risson. When we come back, we'll have more of our pregame show that all comes your way next on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to the campus of Chadron State. Don Beebe Stadium here is the name of the place. One of the famous Chadron State alumni. They got two of them, really, when you look at Danny Woodhead and Don Beebe, and two great college athletes in their day.
And that's just, and then the Nebraska-ness of it. That's when you look at Black Hills roster, they get a lot of Colorado kids. When you look at South Dakota Mines, you get a lot of Colorado kids. When you look at Chadron's roster, there's a few, but they go get Nebraska kids, and that's always kind of set them apart. They used to have to battle Kearney a lot harder for athletes than they do now. It's the recruiting's not as, I mean, that's still their number one recruiting rival because it's not that far away, relative speaking to the hinterlands that we're in. But yeah, Chadron and Kearney used to go get the best Nebraska kids that didn't go to Omaha or Lincoln.
Right.
And so I think when you cater to your home state kids, as CSU Pueblo does, that's when they buy in.
Well, it's amazing how football has been a struggle in the state of Nebraska the past few years. The University of Nebraska, they've been terrible. They're trying to make a comeback.
Oh, they're terrible.
Some people are trying to pick them today against Michigan. I don't quite see that. We'll keep an eye on that one today. Kearney's been down for a long time, but now they're suddenly rising up. They're 24th in the polls this week. Tough loss last week to Fort Hays State, to Mr. Soto and company, our Pueblo County kid. And Chadron's been down for a while, and now they're starting to make a little bit of a rise back. So maybe it's a renaissance, if you will, of Nebraska football here.
Or it's just cyclic, and the cycles are taking a little bit longer. CSU Pueblo hasn't had that cycle because they started decent, and then they went to great, and then they just kind of stayed there. So they haven't really gone down. I mean, 8-3 at CSU Pueblo is a bad year. But if you're 8-3 in Division I, you're going to a New Year's Day bowl. If you're 8-3 in Division II, you're at home for Thanksgiving.
Exactly. All right, we'll come back after this timeout. Joe will give you the keys to victory for today's ball game. That all comes your way next. Thunderwolves pregame show on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to Don Beebe Stadium here on the campus of Chadron State College in Chadron, Nebraska. Breezy today, some high clouds. They're getting a little more puffy out here, Joe. They had some rain this morning. We'll just have to see what happens as the day goes on here.
They look like corn-fed clouds.
Yeah, they're starting to get a little thicker, aren't they?
Puff up a little bit, and then the little gray underneath. This could, the one good thing about this now, though, is if it does rain, this field is now a turf field.
Right.
Back in the day, it was a all grass field. There, the coaching staff would paint the lines and paint the logo. It was a labor of love, but the crown you could barely see over the field.
And they can get some snow here like you cannot believe. I've been in here sometimes during the winter during basketball season, and it is just piled up everywhere. And in fact, a few years back, they had a football game that was postponed against Western Colorado, who came in, and Western Colorado had to spend a couple days down there in Lusk, Nebraska, if I remember right, because they couldn't get here and they couldn't get back home.
Which is kind of funny when you postpone a game from – you can see it in Gunnison.
Yeah.
You just can't really see it in Chadron.
Joe, give us the keys to victory first for the Thunderwolves.
Okay, I'm going to give you 2 words for CSU Pueblo. Third down. Okay, CSU Pueblo has been way too benevolent on third down to opponents. They're like Abe Lincoln. They're so nice to opponents on third down, and they're not very good on third down. So if they can sustain some drives, eat some clock, get off the field defensively, third down is going to be a key today for CSU Pueblo.
For Chadron State, what do they have to do?
The thing that they do against CSU Pueblo that they have to avoid is turnovers. They have been very benevolent themselves when it comes to this rivalry, and Chadron tends to cough the ball up when they play CSU Pueblo. So if the Eagles can hang on to the football, run the football, they have some veteran skill players, and they feel like that CSU Pueblo's ripe, so maybe they have a little bit of confidence.
Yeah, I think they think this is the year, but then a couple weeks ago, South Dakota Mines, they thought it was the year.
Mesa thought it was the year.
So we're still waiting for somebody to have their year, I guess, other than Grand Valley State and Texas A&M Commerce. So there are your keys to victory. Joe brings them to you each and every week. Chadron's made their way out of the locker room. They're lined up down to our right, still awaiting the Thunderwolves to make their appearance out on the field. We'll come back after this timeout. We'll give you the weather conditions for today's ball game right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo.
We've had recent hailstorms in Pueblo and southern Colorado. You might want to call who I call. Hi, this is Nick Donovan. Call Cornerstone Roofing. Rory Huskin and crew have been doing this for 40-plus years. They'll be around tomorrow. Go to cornerstoneroofing.com.
Stream what you love with the new Roku Express.
CSU Pueblo not out for the national anthem.
Smooth Wi-Fi and a voice remote with TV controls, so you can enjoy your favorite channels like iHeartRadio. Play iHeart and listen to podcasts.
The band's starting before the field colors have been posted. I think some game day timing is off today.
Yeah, look at that.
What the heck?
Mick McCall standing right next to you, belting out the national anthem.
It's streaming made easy. Get yours now at Roku.com. Happy streaming.
This fall, Audible is the best place to
A lot
listen
of
for
things
everything
going on
you're
there.
into, from comedy
Mick.
to motivation to the latest
A
bestsellers.
year and a half ago, he was calling
Audible
plays
with
for
audiobooks,
Northwestern.
Yeah.
exclusive originals, and popular podcasts.
Now he's staying in
Start
sharing a
listening
room with the
free
Quality
when you sign
Inn.
up at audible.com.
Ian Borley.
I used to wonder how many pillows I was going to sleep with. That might be the best coaching line I've heard.
That
in
is. That was a
14 years.
fantastic line.
I still think that was one of the funnest games we ever did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit, they're good again.
Yeah, they are. Cooter's happy.
Oh, shit. What the hell's going on out there? Mickey looks like an aviator.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Striker!
Jesus.
This guy in front of me just had a heart attack.
This is CSU Pueblo.
Too bad we didn't get that on there.
On Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to Don Beebe Stadium here in Chadron, Nebraska. The officials have run out on the field. The Thunderwolves now are making their appearance. They're coming out of the locker room to our left. Here are your weather conditions for today's ball game. 68 degrees. We have a 15% chance of a little precipitation a little bit later. Humidity's up 43%. It is gusty. The winds are out of the west or northwest at 15 miles per hour. Kickoff is next on Fox Sports Pueblo.
That's one of the most satisfying parts of my job is forcing drunk drivers and their...
This is CSU Pueblo.
Too bad we didn't get that on there.
On Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to Don Beebe Stadium here in Chadron, Nebraska. The officials have run out on the field. The Thunderwolves now are making their appearance. They're coming out of the locker room to our left. Here are your weather conditions for today's ball game. 68 degrees. We have a 15% chance of a little precipitation a little bit later. Humidity's up 43%. It is gusty. The winds are out of the west or northwest at 15 miles per hour. Kickoff is next on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to Chadron, Nebraska, as we get you set for the kickoff of today's ball game. Chadron State has made their run out onto the field. A little tough for the flag girls there, Joe, running that flag into the wind. It was a little stiff there.
Well, there's only 3 words. CSC.
That's all you need.
Yeah, they don't spell the whole name here. They just, the timing issues for pregame have been just a little bit off today. The band started before the color guard was out. CSU Pueblo was standing in the tunnel. It's just one of those days. You hope that they're as disjointed on the field.
Yeah, if their team's as disjointed as their pregame festivities are, they could be in for a long day. They're kind of a new look Chadron State here today, Joe. They got one with the gray jerseys with the maroon numerals. Kind of a Colorado Springs Wasson look?
Yeah, it's kind of sharp. I talked to Caleb Center, the sports information director here, who's been a long time collaborator with us, and I said, are these new? He goes, well, they must be because I've never seen them.
I didn't even get the memo.
When the SID has never even seen them, then they're new.
Speaking of that Wasson, have you seen that? Like, it's a gray field. Have you seen that?
I saw that. Gary Berry.
Yeah.
And in fact, I tweeted. I go, is it really gray, or did somebody put a filter on the tweet?
Yeah, it is gray. I just thought I'm not quite down with that, but whatever. You're supposed to play on the green grass at home, not the gray grass.
Well, but you got Boise and Eastern Washington with the red field.
Yeah, the red one's gaudy. Blue one's gaudier. So
we'll have to talk to Jeremy Cappo, our good friend at Mammoth, because they do all the turf. So push the green, Jerry.
There you go. The captains are out on the field, so Joel, keep an eye on that. I'll give you the starting lineups for the Thunderwolves on offense today since they have a change there. Devin Williams is going to be the starting quarterback. He'll have Michael Roots in the backfield. It'll be Nick Williams, Max Fine, and Jensen Fagans are the starting wide receivers. The tight end, Preston Gary. You'll see also a lot of Albertini in there. The tackles are Elijah Reed and Cade Chapman. The guards, Sean Johnson and James Parker. The center is Jonah Stupar. Head coach John Riston, class of 84. Chadron State on defense. At safeties, it'll be Brendan Bremer, Jawan Murphy. The cornerbacks, Jeremiah Gutierrez and Bobby Pete. The linebackers are Travis Wilson, Noah Kirchel, and Tavon Bray is one of the linemen. Brendan Hopkins, Trayvon Smith, and Gabe Perkins. The head coach, Jay Long. Coin toss, Joe.
Csu-Pueblo, the visiting team, called and won the toss, deferred to the second half, as John Riston always does. So they will be kicking off with the wind at their back, going from left to right on your radio dial.
So the key early on in the ballgame thing to watch is can the Thunderwolves get them off the field? And one of the things you look at for Chadron State this year, Joe, they've only given up 3 points in 5 games in the first quarter this year. They're a very fast starting ball club.
And you brought that up on the coaches show, so I went back and looked. Not that I didn't believe you, but I was just kind of curious as to that trend. And it's an oddity that that they're so stingy in that first quarter. But again, if they're a ground and pound team that is controlling the ball, then you can maybe see that. Csu-Pueblo is going to play defense first, and that's their strength right now. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see if the Thunderwolves defense, with the wind at their back, can maybe stuff them early in the game and get them kicking into that wind, get them some field position. That's the old Dan Reeves philosophy. Be physical and get some field position.
Well, Dean Faithful might kick this ball off all the way to Kearney with the wind at his back.
See who heads back deep here for the Eagles. It'll be Jaden Cox along with Cole Thurnis back deep to receive. Thurnis is pretty good. He's you don't get to return a lot of kicks in any level of football anymore with the new kickoff rules, but when he does get a chance, 23.5 yard average running back kicks. And Parker Dillon actually a little bit better. He is 1 for 31. But like I said, small sample size.
Again, most teams now want to fair catch it because they get the ball at the 25. So why take that chance? And I don't think it's about returning and it's your return guys. I think it's about injuries because this is where almost all your injuries happen.
Thunderwolves will be moving left to right as we look at it. They're in their road red pants with the white jerseys, red numerals today. Here's the kick, and with the wind, it sails way out the back of the end zone, about 10 yards out the back of the end zone, up the hill. Had some rain here this morning. A little thunderstorm went through, but it's cool and it's crisp.
Leaves were changing on the way up. Driving to Chadron is a little bit, it's very flatlander until you get about 30 miles outside of town, and you start to see the rolling. You're not quite in the Black Hills, but you start to see the leaves change. And it was very pleasant, easy drive coming up, and 15% chance of rain. I think it's a little bit better than that right about now, though.
I think so. The clouds are getting a little thicker. Ball's on the left hash mark as Chadron State starts from the 25-yard line. Their quarterback is Dalton Holst. We'll give you some of his numbers here in a little bit. Opens up in the gun. They hand it off up the middle. Decent hole. Out across the 30. Spinning. 35, 37-yard line. First down run by Elijah Miles.
One thing of note that we haven't really touched on, they're going to go hurry up, is Patrick Howell, outside linebacker, has moved inside today. They're down to their third string inside linebacker, so they moved Patrick Howell from the outside. to inside, maybe give him a little bit more speed on the inside, but it didn't really help on that play.
That was a gain of 13 by Miles. It's 1st and 10 out to the 38-yard line. He comes out of the ball game now, though, so Jaden Cox is the running back. 1st and 10 from the 30. They pitch it to Cox around the left side. He has the edge across the 40. He's got the sideline. 45, 40, down to the 35-yard line of the Thunderwolves. Just a simple little quick pitch, and they got to the edge, and they're already in Thunderwolves territory.
Just hat-on-hat blocking from the Eagles. Got out in front on that little toss play, that little sweep, and they had that blocked well for at least 10 yards, and he got the extra 10 on his own.
Well, Cox on the year, 36 carries for 153 yards. He has scored 2 touchdowns on the year. Miles was dinged up a little bit on that first run of the game. He took quite a shot on that 13-yard run. Keep an eye on that. Man in motion across the formation. They fake the jet sweep. Here comes pressure off the edge. They get the pass out in the flat. It's caught. Little move made, cutting up the sideline down to the 29-yard line.
Nice tackle by Trevor Filio, breaking down the running back, the receiver on that play in open space, but he still gets 5.
Chad Mickelson was the receiver. He's the man that came in motion. They faked the jet sweep to, and he just continued out into the flat. He was the outlet man. Gains 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Eagles from the 29-yard line of the Thunderwolves. No score here. First possession of the game. Holst, long count. Looks over the defense, takes the snap, straight drop back, looks left. Fires left. Man's open inside the 15. And it's that man Mickelson again. He's taken down at the 14. It's 1st and 10 Eagles.
Matthew Stevenson in coverage, 10 yards off the ball, and then backpedaled another 10. Was nowhere near the receiver when he caught the football.
Now we talked about, we thought it might be imperative for the Thunderwolves to get a fast start. Not so fast. As Chadron State has moved it right up the field. They're ripping off chunks here. 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line of the Thunderwolves. Ball's on the left hash mark. Double wide out to each side. Bring a man in motion across the formation. They give it up the middle. This is another new tailback who's into the ball game. He's a little bit more physical. They bring in Dorian Collier. He's the 3rd-string running back. And he gets it down inside the 10, down to the 9. He picks up 5. They haven't had a negative play, even close to a negative play so far.
Well, averaging more than 5 yards per. And it looks like they're just dictating what they want to do on offense. Csu-Pueblo's defense not ready for this high power right away.
2nd and 5 from the 9-yard line for Chadron State. Double wide out right, single wide out left. Collier remains in the backfield. He's on the right hip of Holst. Bring a man in motion. That's Mickelson. They give it up the middle. And getting down to about the 8-yard line is all this time. And that, again, is Dorian Collier. And it looks like it's going to be no gain. They're going to spot the ball down right at the 9 again, I believe. So, yes, no gain. So now it'll be 3rd down and 5 for Chadron State. They're going to go trips to the right this time, single wide out left, which will be Mickelson. The tight end is flanking out wide to the right now this time. That's Peter Crone. He's caught 5 balls for 90 yards this year. Looks like they might be setting up a screen. He's kind of a physical blocker out there on that right side. Let's see if they got a stack formation over there.
Well, you got single coverage on the near side now.
Straight drop back. They look left. Now come back over the middle. Here comes pressure, and they've gotten. Oh, Holst gets away somehow. He's still on his feet, running for his life. Now chucks it toward the sideline, and it goes out of bounds. I don't know how they didn't get him on the ground that time, but then the pressure stayed with it. And secondary pressure by Scipio for the Thunderwolves, able to force Holst to throw that ball away.
How about Scipio staying with the play? Holst, who's been here forever, gets away, and Scipio was able to force him out and make him throw that ball to the sidelines.
So it'll be Gunnar Jones coming in to kick the field goal. It'll be a 26-yard attempt. The ball will be spotted on the 16-yard line, just inside the left hash mark. Ball's down. Kick is up. And it is good. It barely snuck in the right up right there.
You know, I watched their kicking game in pre-games, and it was not strong.
11:08 to go here in the first quarter. Chadron State takes it down the field and scores. They lead it 3-0 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
Kickoff is squibbed up the left side. Nigel Mitchell has it at the 14. It's across the 20, 25, 30. Has a little opening. He's out close to the 40-yard line, and that's where the Thunderwolves will set up shop here on their first offensive possession of the day. They're going to say his knee came down at the 38, but nonetheless, good return for the Pack.
I watched their kickoff game and all their specialties in pregame, and they were all shaky in both directions.
So it is Devin Williams, the starting quarterback for the Thunderwolves. He opens up in the gun. He has Roots, and it looks like they got Bingham out there. The extra back, offset eye, straight drop back by Williams. Pressure comes. He gets away. Flag is down. Pass in the flat, caught by Bingham. He's out across the 40 to the 44-yard line, but could be an early holding call already here on the Thunderwolves. My first guess. It's going to nullify what was a 6-yard gain here. Here comes the call.
Holding. Number 74. Offense. 10-yard penalty for the previous spot. Replay. First down.
It is on Elijah Reed on the hold.
You know, that play developed so quickly. That flag came out right away.
Yeah, it must have been like a initial, just a first punch
yeah,
grab
I'm not exactly sure how that flag came out that quickly.
So it's first down and 20 now for the Thunderwolves. The old bugaboo for the Thunderwolves playing behind the chains here. They stay in the offset eye, up under center this time. Pitch on the right side to Roots, and he goes down for a loss back at the 26-yard line. Going to lose 2. So it'll be second down now and 22 for the Pack. Thunderwolves go in hurry up with some tempo here. They can't go tempo because the referee doesn't know where to spot the ball. Finally, the umpire puts it down at the 26. Up under center again. They give it to Roots off the left side. He bangs forward for maybe a yard. 3rd and 21 for the Thunderwolves upcoming here.
Not exactly the best down and distance you want to be in offensively on your first series. Again, holding the penalties. Csu-Pueblo has had trouble all season with penalties.
And those first down penalties, just killers. Now you just have to be careful not to turn the ball over. They go double wide out to each side here on 3rd and 21 from the 27-yard line. Straight drop back by Williams. Pass in the flat left side, caught by Feggins. That was a good adjustment to make the grab. He's across the 35 to the 36, so they get some of the penalty yardage back. It'll still be 4th down and 12. They'll send the punt team out, and it'll be Justin Dwinell to punt it away with the wind here.
Not the best of series for Csu-Pueblo offensively, although Devin Williams looked comfortable at quarterback.
Cole Thurnis back deep to receive the kick. He stands at his 15. Good snap. Dwinell into it. Oh, and he sails it high. It's on the jet stream. It sails over his head. Inside the 10. Takes a good Thunderwolves bounce, though. And can they get on it? They somehow do not save it in the field of play. It goes into the end zone. That looked like it was going to be a surefire downing inside the 5. And they just screwed it up, Joe. I don't know how else to put it.
Well, it took a squirrely bounce on the second bounce. The first bounce, it deadened and kind of came back. And then that second bounce just kind of take a squirrely hop and kicked forward.
And nobody had the wherewithal to bat it, just got to.
Well, I think they tried. I think it was, just like I said, the wind, and it's pushing it toward that far corner. Again, that was 65 yards away. That's a long run. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, Thurnis decided right away. He knew that ball. It was like a outfielder when a home run sails over there. He said, forget about it.
You figure that ball was probably 70 yards kicked total.
And look for sure, let the Thunder, well, we had a timeout there. We could have taken one, but that's all right. We'll keep it right here. We're too late to get into it now. But, yeah, that could have been a big moment in the game there should they have been able to down it inside the 5-yard line.
Well, and Justin Dwinell is one of the top punters in not only the RMAC, but in the country. His net average is as good as there is in the nation. But like I tell everybody, if you're a kicker, you want to kick in the RMAC. You want to go to Western and Adams and Csu-Pueblo and up in Mines where it's a mile high.
Well, some of the other games in the RMAC that we're keeping track of today, Fort Lewis is at South Dakota Mines. Colorado Mines is in Spearfish taking on Black Hills State. New Mexico Highlands, where we'll be next week, they are in Gunnison today to take on Western State. Adams State is in Grand Junction to take on Colorado Mesa. You mentioned it was Lobster Fest over there.
Hey,
we missed that this year.
We don't ever get invited to that. In fact, we got relegated to the kids' table booth over there.
Exactly. Here come the Eagles on their second possession of the game. They look left, fire at left. Ball's caught. Oh, nice adjustment there across the 25-30 out to about the 33-yard line. What a move put on there by Jaden Cox as he caught the ball coming out of the backfield, and he gets a first down.
Corey McClellan's not going to want to see that one on tape. the towel he's wearing in his trunks is about 20 yards behind the ball.
Well, John Riston says, you know what, we got to play fast. Well, right now, the Thunderwolves aren't playing fast. Chadron State's playing fast, though, on offense. They are ready to go here today. They're going to go to the Wildcat formation here. They direct snap it, and up the middle it goes nowhere. Good forcing defense there by Marcus Lawrence as they did the direct snap thing there to Cole Thurnis, who's the punt returner.
Speed kills, Jim. You know who made that tackle all the way from his safety position was Tanner Draper. Comes up into that hole and puts a hat in that pile.
They give him forward progress to the 37-yard line, which is a little generous. Gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7 again. This time it's Holst back into the ball game, so they just tried that little gimmick there on 1st down. And they give the ball up the middle, and this time the Thunder will shut it down. As they give it to Jaden Cox. Now remember, Elijah Miles on that first carry of the game today for Chadron State ripped off a 13-yard run, but he spun in the hole, and he got hit pretty good right across the head. And he has not returned to the game. Now Dorian Collier's into the game, so this is their 3rd-string running back. And it's going to be 3rd down now and about 6. The ball is at the 38-yard line. Holst from the gun. Takes the snap. Over the middle, ball caught wide open. It's Mickelson. He's got the 1st down out across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Just sat down there in the zone. And as Joe mentioned, Holst has been here forever, and he's a very efficient quarterback.
That's what I'm seeing early is the fact that his reads have been right on. He knows he's checked off twice now, and that route was perfect. Somebody goes in the flat. The receiver checks down right under the yard to gain. Easy 1st down.
Ball's at the 48-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Eagles. They lead it 3-0 here. Here's the pitch to the right side. Thunderwolves have this shut down, going nowhere. As they pitch it to Collier, he loses a yard on the play, back to the 47-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and 11 now for the Eagles.
Big Trey Botts on the stop there.
Filio also, he kind of forced it inside right into Botts. Botts deposited him on the ground. 2nd down and 11. Collier stays in the game. He's on the right hip. Now shifts to the left hip of Holst, the quarterback from the gun. Trips to the left. Single wide out right. Ball's right in the middle of the field. Right on the logo. Straight drop back. They run the draw play. And it's wide open across midfield. And it shuts down pretty much in a hurry there. Thunderwolves did a good adjustment. I thought that was going to go the distance for a minute there. As Collier gets a 10 on the play. He'll be a yard short. Good play design there, though.
Yeah, Tanner Draper comes up from his safety, makes the tackle, but he probably blew out his shoulder because he ran off the field right away. He's going to have it looked at. He'll probably pop it back in and then be back in.
3rd down and a yard for the Eagles. They lead it 3-0. 5:40 to go here in the 1st quarter. They shift both tight ends now to the right side of the formation. Power to the right. They're going to hand it off up the middle, and they get the 1st down and more across the 40 down to the 34-yard line. Good, powerful run by Dorian Collier.
They moved the tight ends to that side, ran behind the tight ends, straight power, more guys. We're blocking more guys than you're bringing.
So 1st and 10 for Chadron State at the 34-yard line. Ball is on the right hash mark. Double tight end set this time. Single wide outs to each side. Collier the lone back on the left hip of Holst. He takes the carry up the middle, and he just powers his way down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. Easy money. Pick up 6 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
The 5 guys from Chadron's front 5 are taking care of Csu-Pueblo's 3 guys down. They're running straight. They put 2 guys on each guy, and they're just knocking holes right through the middle of that line.
Well, here early on in the game, just 10 minutes into it, it's almost, you get the feeling the Thunderwolves are in survival mode right now. Even though they're only down 3-0, they're just trying to weather the storm here of Chadron State. 2nd and 4 from the 28-yard line. They're going to pitch it to the left side, and this time Thunderwolves get great penetration, and they submarine Collier for a loss back to the 29-yard line. Going to lose a yard, so it's going to set up 3rd down and 5.
Corey McClellan coming up from safety. They had that strung out. Scipio, we've called his name a couple of times now early, playing a lot out outside linebacker. He's kind of that tweener. He's an outside linebacker, but plays that defensive end, that edge rusher.
3rd and 5, ball in the left hash mark for the Eagles. Cox back in the ball game. He's on the left hip this time of Hulse. Straight drop back. Here comes pressure up the middle. He steps up, tries to get around, and now sprints to the outside. Looks down the sideline, lofts it incomplete. Good pressure there by Onwua Soanya for the Thunderwolves as he got on Hulse. That was quite a astonishing how fast he is for his size he is.
You know, he started the season at nose guard, but with the Tavion Roby's play increasing and being more effective, they kind of moved him to one of the edges. And that was pretty impressive for a defensive end.
Now, this is going to be a tough field goal attempt. 46 yards into the wind here by Gunnar Jones.
He also punts, so.
Ball's down, kick is up, he drives, that's going to be short.
Nope.
No chance whatsoever. It falls about 5 yards short, so the Thunderwolves will end up getting the ball here at the 29-yard line. So we mentioned, Joe, I thought it kind of felt like survival mode for the Pack, and they survived that drive.
Well, and I'm not sure that field goal would have been good anyway, but that was not wind. There was no leg there. And again, if you followed CSU Pueblo football all the way back to Hunter Hughes days, all the way back through Mark Kreiner days, it's a bend but don't break defense. But they were bending it way too easy these first few drives, Chadron was.
So now Thunderwolves, remember their first drive of the game, they had a holding call right on first down, so they never did get going. Devin Williams is the starting quarterback today if you're just joining us. 3-0, Chadron State on top. Ball's at the 29-yard line. They're going to run the jet sweep around the left side. Cook bangs his head down across the 30 to the 32-yard line as they pitch it to Andrew Cook, who came in motion from the right side there. He picks up 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Chadron doing a good job of closing those lanes down quickly. Cook didn't have much to do, but it was lucky he got 3 out of that.
2nd and 7 now for the Thunderwolves from the 32-yard line. Nick Williams splits wide to the right. Fegan's way out wide to the left. They're going to give the ball to, play action. They go up the sideline looking for Fegan's. Just overthrown. He had him. It would have been a touchdown. Maybe that little bit of breeze underneath that one just put a little too much air under it.
Well, and the knock I have on Devin Williams' balls is he doesn't put enough loft on.
Yeah,
them. His balls are very linear, and he throws a very pretty ball and it spins, but it just needs a little bit more arc.
Yeah, he needs to learn to hit that high cut into shot behind the bunker.
Just a little bit more arc, because that ball was on the fingertips. But it was a dart instead of it just floating in there.
3rd and 7. See what kind of pressure Chadron State can put on here. They only rush 3. Now they send 2 linebackers in. Here comes the safety as well, running for his live pass thrown away out of bounds. That was a kind of a delayed, not a safety blitz, or maybe even been a corner blitz off this left side by Chadron State. And it actually was a safety blitz because it was Brendan Bremer who came off the left side.
Great call by Jay Long's defensive staff to send pressure from Devin Williams' backside. Again, forcing him out. Devin Williams lucky not to take a sack there.
Yeah, a little nifty footwork got him away there, bought him that extra time to be able to dump the ball toward the sideline. Punt formation. Here's the kick. This one not hit as nearly as good. Chance for the return here this time. Taken at the 20, up across the 25, 30, up the middle of the field, 35, 37-yard line. You can just see that punt, Joe, just not hit as good by Dwinell, and it gave their return man, Cole Thurnis, a chance to run that right up the middle of the field, which he did.
Yeah, instead of that tight spiral you see off his right foot every punt, that one kind of had a wobble to it.
So that's in the effect of giving him about 2 or 3 free first downs. The ball's out at the 39-yard line. You kind of expected him to hit that one down inside the 10 again.
Well, and you send your defense right back out on the field.
Yeah, they're going to get worn out in a hurry here. It's 3-0. Chadron State with the lead. 2:41 to go here in the first quarter. Rapidly evaporating first quarter here. Hulse takes the snap, straight drop back. Here comes late pressure. Now he's flushed out of the pocket, running for his life. Gets the pass away up the sideline on his knees, making the grab at the 46-yard line. Pretty good play there by Montel Gladney on the grab for Chadron State.
It's kind of ironic that there were, they said incomplete.
Must have hit the ground over there. Okay.
2 CSU Pueblo defensive linemen ended up on the ground, thrown down. So I guess that hold
Yeah.
You can't do
It's
that.
all right if you body slam somebody.
Look at big Momar Fall now in the game at right defensive end with a big old club cast on his right hand.
2nd and 10 for the Eagles. That last play was ruled incomplete. Hit the turf. Here's the handoff. Oh, a big stick in the middle of the field by the Thunderwolves. Max Gonzalez taking down Jaden Cox right at the point of attack.
He's been the heart and soul of this defense through 5 games. And that was a hit.
And again, a bit of a generous spot. They give him the 41-yard line. He was shellacked. So gain of 2. It's 3rd down and 8. Well, they've already lost one running back here, Elijah Miles.
Csu-Pueblo doesn't have anybody on the defensive side over here. Poor Marcus Lawrence is good, but he's not 2 guys good.
Now they drift out as Filio comes out on the edge. 3rd and 8 for the Eagles. Long count here. They take the snap. Straight drop back by Holst.
Oh, he's wide open.
Up the left side, and it's caught right down the middle of the field, inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line.
Again, that was the guy in the pattern that Filio was on, and he just stayed in his zone, and he broke free and just went down the entire field. Ali Musa did not have anybody near him.
And it's 1st and 10. That's where you got to just, take the time out on defense when you're confused like that. And the Thunderwolves didn't, and they pay the price.
Well, you never want Trevor Filio covering a receiver anyway, and let alone not covering anybody.
Yeah, you want him rushing the passer. You don't want him in coverage, especially on a guy that weighs about 150 pounds. It's Ali Musa. Not that physical or specimen. We give him 180 pounds, I guess. Not that big a dude. 1st and 10 for the Eagles at the 14-yard line. Look right, pass, caught, little inside screen. This is Thurnis, and he gets it inside the 10 down to the 7.
You just wonder if that busted coverage is going to come back to haunt you, because they're going into the wind, and they have a chance to take a 10-0 lead with
into the wind.
Into the wind.
So it's 2nd down now and 3 from the 8 or about the 7-yard line. Just inside the 8, actually. Kind of a long 3 here. Long count here. They're going to run it around the right side, cutting back inside, and from the backside getting the tackle there, Momar Fall, but it's going to be close to the 1st down here by Jaden Cox. He is right at the 4. That should be a 1st down by my mind. They do stop the clock. Now they wind it and they say it is 1st and goal. That'll be the last play here of the quarter unless they want to rush up there.
Why not take the wind?
Single wide out to each side.
Jay Long saying let the quarter expire.
Now they're moving some people around. We're down to 4 seconds to go. 3 now. They're saying, just hold on. Just let it end. And that's what they do. We have reached the end of the 1st quarter. It's been all Chadron State to this point. They lead it 3-0 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
3-0, Chadron State with the lead at the end of 1, so they continue their trend this year, Joe. They've only allowed 3 points themselves in the first 6 games this year, Chadron State. They come out fast, and so far the Thunderwolves, they look slow. Lethargic is the best way to put it right now, offensively and defensively.
0 for 2 on 3rd down, Chadron 3 of 5.
1st and goal from the 4-yard line here for the Eagles. Collier into the ball game. He's the more physical of the running backs. And they fake it to him. They pass out right side. Ball's caught, spinning inside the 3 down to about the 2-yard line. They tried that little screen play to Thurnis again. Pretty good play there by the Thunderwolves to make the play. Coming over, I do believe it was Patrick Howell to make the stop right at the 2. So it'll be 2nd down and goal from the 2.
Csu-Pueblo ran 6 plays in that 1st quarter.
Yeah, 3 and out, 3 and out. That's easy math, isn't it?
6 plays.
Extra running back this time for the Eagles as they have Thurnis back. Now they shift out of it. Single back, double tight end left. They're unbalanced left here, which is the wide side of the field. They're going to run a quarterback follow. It's the Wildcat play. And actually, they shifted the quarterback out wide to the left, Hulse, and they direct snap at that time to Thurnis. And he gets maybe a yard, and it's going to be 3rd and goal now.
And if I'm Chadron State, this is definitely 2 down territory. So you can call anything you want right now. Because you can start the early nail.
Yeah, you got the hammer in your hand right now.
You at least got the hammer on the shelf right now.
Thurnis back to play quarterback on this set. It's an offset I, power formation, unbalanced right. Play action. They look over the middle, back of the end zone, incomplete. As Holst put a little too much mustard on that one, he just zipped it out the back of the end zone. Wanted the tight end on a quick crosser there across the middle, or actually the slot man, which was Thurnis. They like to get that ball to Thurnis. So 4th and goal here from the 1.
That ball wasn't poorly thrown. It was great coverage, though. And here you go, moment of truth for CSU Pueblo on the 2-yard line.
And yeah, where they've got the ball spotted, it's actually closer to the 2 than it is the 1. So it is 4th down and goal for Chadron State. Double tight end set, wide out to each side, ball just inside the right hash mark. Collier the running back. And they're going to pitch it to him around the right side. Thunderwolves have it strung out, but second effort gets him into the end zone. Touchdown. They had a shot at him early on, but he made a great cut that time and got it into the end zone.
Trevor Filio had him at the 5. He was exactly where he needed to be to make that stop, and he let him get by him.
Yeah, we'll see he just cut right inside him.
He had him at the 5, and Trevor throws his arms up like he knew it. By then, it was too late. So now that CSU Pueblo's had somebody not in position on defense, and they got a big play, and that time they had somebody in position and still made a play.
Extra point try is up and good. 13:37 to go here in the second quarter. It's all Chadron State. They lead it 10-0 on Fox Sports Pueblo. Kicking off with a win this time, and what a difference that makes for Chadron State. They bang it about 10 yards out the back of the end zone. Remember their first kickoff of the day into the win. The Thunderwolves got great field position as they returned it out to around the 40. Well, Joe, once again, as that's the plain and simple, that's all we can put. We even watched the replay again. Filio was there. Now, the man came over to block him a little bit, but he was there to make the tackle, and it was almost like Trevor thought, I should have had some help there, but there was nobody there to help.
Yeah, part of me thinks that he was just there to turn the play back into the inside, whereas if he puts his arms out, he makes a tackle.
Yeah, if he just stuck his shoulder in there, you're right. But maybe that was his old job there, was to contain it, make sure he didn't get outside. And hope then here's the Thunder. Oh, there's a shot taken to the man that false started for the Thunderwolves. Sean Johnson. And again, the Thunderwolves behind the chains again here on a first down penalty. I thought that was a little uncalled for, perhaps. Johnson that was the old school ground play where you deck the guy and send him over backwards. But, it's your own fault for false starting, I guess.
Well, if that doesn't make you mad that they did that, then there are bigger problems.
Yeah, then you got a problem, exactly. So 1st and 15 now for the Thunderwolves. 2 wideouts to the left, single wideout right. Pennick's in the game. He's in the slot to the left. They pitch it around the right side to Roots, cuts it back inside across the 20, and he goes down at about the 22-yard line. So a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 13.
That's not a down and distance you want to get used to, and that's all they've had today.
Thunderwolves with 2 possessions so far today. They've both been 3 and out. 2nd down and 13. And now we've got another pre-snap penalty, another false start on the Thunderwolves. I think this was Nick Williams this time.
False start. Number 9, offense.
Preston Guerra.
Number 9, the tight end. They were pointing on that right side as Williams was in the slot to the right. Guerra lined up just inside him at tight end. He's the one that flinched. So it's 2nd down now and 18. They actually marked the ball here at the 18 this time. So it's 2nd down and 17. They only marked it off maybe 4 yards that time. Thunderwolves will take it. Guerra comes in motion, resets on the left side. Williams takes the snap, straight drop back, little square in pattern, caught by Pennick, makes a move across the 20 out to about the 22-yard line. They're trying to figure out different ways to get the ball into the hands of DJ Pennick. He's lost his running back job to Michael Roots. That's plain and simple. But now they want to get his hands on the ball a little more, so they're lining him up in the slot. And he's caught 9 balls on the year.
He's a program guy, been around a while. It was nice that he came back. But when he got back, that burst that he had, that he was always good in space, you can't get there from the tailback position right now.
3rd down and 13 for the Thunderwolves. They need the 35. The ball's at the 22-yard line. Here comes a late blitz off the edge. Williams steps up, fires it downfield, incomplete, sailed over the head of Nick Williams, who had been short of the first down anyway. He had to get rid of it, though, because the Eagles sent a late corner blitz that time, forced his hand.
Again, another great defensive call by Chadron. Their defensive coordinator is making a really, really nice game for himself on film with the buttons he's pushing.
Yeah, they're doing a great job of disguising what they're going to do. At the last minute, they're making the adjustments. They've blocked 6 kicks on the year. They're leading in the country in block kicks. They don't come after him this time because why? Because he's punting into the wind. Hits at the 40, and it's batted there by the Thunderwolves. Just batted down on the ground by Anthony Barron. He didn't want to take a chance that the ball would bounce back upfield. And probably a smart move because the wind howling from left to right probably would have taken it downfield a little bit.
They actually gave him some pretty good yardage there. They're saying it's at the 36, but he touched it. Well, now they're moving it up to the 38.
Yeah, now they're regathering. So they're going to spot it, as Joe says, at the 38-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Eagles. They already lead the game 10-0. And Joe, has the possibility right here to get ugly if the Thunderwolves don't rise up and make a stop here soon.
You need to force a turnover. Defenses had to make plays all season long to keep them in games, and now they have to do it again.
Kind of a tight formation this time on the interior. They give it up the middle. Nice adjustment into the hole, but they clamp down on it. And Tanner Draper is back in the ballgame. As Joe mentioned earlier in the game, he looked like he popped that shoulder out, but as they so often do with him, they pop it back in. He's back there in the ballgame. Gain of 2, it'll be 2nd down and 8.
There is nothing on Tanner Draper's body that works. So, or isn't injured or hurt or bruised.
Has scar tissue.
Yeah, it's so he just goes over there. They give him a second to gather himself, and then he's back in.
2nd and 8 from the 40. Straight drop back. Holst sets. Screen pass left. Caught across the 40. 1st down up the sideline. Across the 45 down to the 43-yard line. Brilliant move there by Jaden Cox. It's a couple of them he's had today.
Again, the cutback to go to where the play is being blocked. Some guys just get it and they take off and they run into the coverage where he just waited and let that play develop.
1st and 10, Eagles, 43-yard line of the Thunderwolves. They already lead the ball game 10-0. They're driving for more. Holst takes a snap, fakes the draw play, screen pass right side, caught by the big tight end, but it's shut down in a hurry by the Thunderwolves coming over. Sam Warren. Maybe a loss on the play as they're going to mark it back at the 44-yard line. Good play there by Warren, taking down the big tight end there, Peter Crone. So it'll be 2nd down and 11 now for the Eagles. Ball's on the right hash mark. Double tight end set this time. Lone running back is Cox. They give it to Cox up the middle. He's hit from the backside. Good backside pressure there by Felios. He doesn't waste his time this time. He goes right after and takes the man down. Now we got a little extracurricular in the backfield as Tanner Draper was locked up with Jahani Wright. Jahani Wright went after.
And he went through an official.
Yeah, easily could have been an unsportsmanlike conduct call there on Chadron State. But as we always say,
know your geography. Yeah, they weren't going to get a call on that. They're not going to get. The guy got up and he pushed the official and didn't get called for anything.
That's a bad spot there. It wasn't an incomplete pass. It was a running gain on the play by Cox. The official's struggling here as that should be down around the 40 or maybe even the 39-yard line here, I think. Probably the 40. Now they're trying to come to their senses here and decide where to spot the ball. It was a running play up the middle to Jaden Cox. Remember, Filio took him down. I want to say the 40, maybe they might say his knees down even at the 41-yard line. It's for sure not at the 44. Now they adjust and put it at the 41. So a gain of 3. So it sets up 3rd down now and 8 for the Eagles. Third down and 8. Distractions aplenty, Joe.
Well, people are just moving around, and season ticket holders are like, hey, man.
Here's a screen pass, and it's taken down right there. The ball was complete, but a good stop by the Thunderbolts coming up there, Max Gonzalez. He's playing with some fire. He needs that to rub off on the rest of his mates.
See, this is where I want to know if Jay Long how good of his memory is. Because if he would fake it right now, like John Riston did a couple of times here.
Yes, exactly.
This would be a perfect play for a fake. Well, the offense is still out there.
Yeah, they're leaving them out there as they're playing with the wind here. They know the Thunderbolts offense has done absolutely nothing. Now, he can
punt.
Take it and just punt it out of there. Might backpedal and punt it. Thunderbolts leave their now he backs up. He will punt the ball away here. High snap, takes it, rugby-style kick, pooches it with the wind. Hits at the 15, takes a good Thunderbolts bounce into the end zone. So it backfires on Chadron State. If you're going to do that kind of silly stuff, why don't you get your punter that's on scholarship and let him cough and corner one? That's my thought.
Because then it's not fun.
Yeah, then you don't look like a genius.
Because then your special teams quarter didn't clock in this week. Come on, we got one. Let's try it.
So Thunderbolts take over at the 20-yard line, and we've got a timeout on the field. 8:14 to go here in the first half. 10-0 Chadron State on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
Welcome back. Don Beebe Stadium here in Chadron, Nebraska. Williams back to pass. Looks right, fires right, caught. Williams out across the 25 to the 27-yard line. That is the most positive play the Thunderbolts have had so far in the ball game. And Williams, good job, zipped it right out to the flat to a good target, Nick Williams.
Again, just quick hitters, confidence builders, moving the sticks just a little bit. A lot of the things they're trying are a little bit too involved for the play they're getting on the offensive line right now.
This time Williams and Feggins come out to the left, double tight end set. Two backs in the backfield as well for Devin Williams. A little extra help back there. Gives it the roots up the middle. He pops it through there, gets the first down. Good recovery there on the inside by Chadron State. The safety coming up to stuff the play eventually. That was Brendan Bremer.
7 minutes and 40 seconds into the second quarter, and they get their first down.
Ball is at the 31-yard line for the Pack. Well, during the timeout, I told Joe, I go, get a first down. Let's do something here. Got to have something to build on. This time, Nigel Mitchell splits wide to the left with Feggins. They run a little stack over here on the left. Nick Williams wide to the right. Roots is the lone back. They give it to Roots around the right side. Tries to turn the corner. Bounces it outside across the 35, out around the 40. Close to another first down. He's right at the 41-yard line, and they are going to signal first down. So 10-yard run for Roots.
Again, that was just a want-to run. He had to bounce it a little bit wider than he wanted to behind the line of scrimmage, but he's got that acceleration.
Thunderbolts working into a pretty stiff breeze here in this second quarter. High snap. Williams has it. Out pattern caught by Nick Williams. Breaks a tackle. Gets forward for about 6.
Same play. Run it again.
They're going to mark him down at the 48-yard line. So it is indeed a gain of 6. It'll be second down and 4. Good job there by Williams breaking that initial tackle attempt.
My phone must know it's in Nebraska because it says breezy. So this is breezy to these people.
Okay.
It's flat, windy.
They spot the ball at the 49 now, so it's more like 2nd and 3. Williams takes the snap. Play action. Looks left. Mitchell was coming across the middle. Doesn't see him. Now Williams will run with the ball. Puts his head down. He's got the first down. Gives himself up. Then takes a hit late. Not supposed to be able to do that, I didn't think. Once you give yourself up, a guy fell right on top of him, but I guess they said he didn't give himself up in time. First down run, though, for the Thunderwolves.
Know your geography. They're not giving him. Yeah, now they are. I was like, that's easily a first down.
Just a little late moving the chains there, but it is into Chadron State territory here. Ball at the 47-yard line. Thunderbolts down 10-0. Their first sustained drive of the game.
Feels like they have a little bit of tempo. We talked about that, playing fast.
Williams looks over the defense, takes the snap, gives it to Roots, tries to spin out of there, and he goes down. Going to lose a yard on the play. Looked like Michael wanted to spin that around and get to the outside, but the defense collapsed on him inside there. So it'll be second down and 11 now for the Pack. You know, we have the Thunderbolts Brain Trust. Their coaches in the booth right next to us. You just all see them in unison there. It was like it was synchronized swimming there, Joe. They all leaned back in their chairs, threw their hands up. They don't want that. If the gain's there, just get 1 or 2 up the middle. Don't try to spin out of it. Mitchell in motion to the right. Now resets, comes back left. They fake the jet sweep to him. Look down the middle. Fired, caught. That is Guerra, the tight end. He physical run after the catch down inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 2 now for the Pack.
Again, I think that's a missed opportunity so far this season. They have not thrown across the middle or in the middle much at all. And Preston Guerra has great hands.
Umpire came in and moved it back closer to the 40 now, so it's closer to 3 yards to go here. 2 backs in the backfield this time for Williams.
This is Max Fine time.
They show blitz. High snap. It's given to Roots up there. He puts his head down. He's got the first down as he bangs his way inside the 35 down to the 34-yard line. That was a great play by Devin Williams to handle that snap. He had to jump for it.
You know how good a play that was? Csu-Pueblo head coach John Riston gave it a fist forward.
1st and 10 Pack at the 34-yard line. I formation this time. They give it to Roots again up the middle. Busts through there. Breaks a tackle across the 20 down to the 15-yard line. He pancaked the safety that came up to try to put him on the turf. And Brendan Bremer is looking for the tattoo.
Yeah. Chadron just went to their heavy package, and they got all kinds of guys coming off.
And now the officials stop it. They're going to
call the timeout.
They're giving Chadron State the timeout here as they were running people in and out. Timeout on the field. 4:22 to go in the first half. 10-0 Chadron State on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the Pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
Thunderwolves come out of the timeout. They hand it off to Nick Bingham around the left side. Cuts back inside. He's down to the 12-yard line. It'll set up 2nd down now and 7 for the Thunderwolves. Bingham remains in the game along with Roots. They're on either hip here of Williams. Takes the snap, play action, pass right side. Williams has it, gets a block, cuts inside the 10, stiff arm, inside the 5. He's got the first down to the 4-yard line. Good physical run there by Nick Williams.
People don't understand. Nick Williams is 6'4", 220. He's a big receiver. And that time that stiff arm, just one of the little corners was, thank you, get out of my way.
Got a great block out there on the edge by Jensen Fagans, who avoided getting the holding call. They spotted at the 3, so 1st and goal for the Thunderwolves.
Signs of Life. You know, there was a nice album cover. Signs of Life.
Roots, who had that physical run that set him up at the 15 earlier. Play action. Williams rolls right. He's got Bingham wide open. Touchdown, Thunderwolves. Good little play there, and down in the back of the end zone, Nick Williams, who took a shot at the end of the play. Flag is down in the back of the end zone. I think we're going to get a personal foul here on Chadron State after the play is.
Defense, number 5, that penalty declined. Result of the play, touchdown.
What happened, Jim, is the defensive back pulled Nick Williams down, kind of threw him down, and you can't do that in the end zone. Well, you can't do that, period. But great pass reception by Nick Williams, and what a play-action fake by Devin Williams.
Yeah, to me, that should be a dead ball foul, and it should be a penalty on the kickoff to me, but, you know, what do I know? Here is Faithful in to try the extra point. Ball's down, kick is up, and it is good. He powers it up onto the roof of the building to our left. 3:06 to go here in the first half. Thunder will show some signs of life. Great drive there. They've cut it to 10-7 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the Pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
Dean Faithful's high pooch kick. That's going to be trouble. It's loose on the deck. Thunderwolves have a chance. It's on the deck. I think the Pack might have it at the 27-yard line. Thunderwolves do have the ball. They come out of there with it. Officials still don't know it. Now I think they realize it is coming up on the recovery for the Thunderwolves was Alec Prince, I believe, and he just ran out of the stack with it.
The worst thing you can do, though, if you're Alec Prince, is run off the field like that. You got to show the official you have the football.
So the Thunderwolves will take over here at the 26-yard line. That was by design that time as Faithful hit that high into the air. The return man, here's another look at it, Joe, on the replay, never got there.
And the wind just knocked it straight out of the air.
Boy, this game is turned on a dime here late in this first half. We've got 3:04 to go in the half. Thunderwolves now in position. to maybe take the lead here if they can put together another little quick drive. Tight formation here. Everybody almost inside the hash marks here. Play action. Williams rolls to the right. Here comes pressure. Pass right side. Williams has it inside the 15 down to the 13-yard line. Joe, I told you during the break, Devin Williams' pass, the way he throws that tight spiral, it's almost windproof.
Well, and you need it now because we're watching the goalposts in the west end zone blow like crazy.
Trips to the right this time for the Thunderwolves. They give it up the middle of the roots, puts his head down, bangs his way down inside the 10 to the 9. Gain of 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
You know, there wasn't much room right there for Michael Roots to run, but he doesn't need much. He just needed a little sliver of room.
2nd and 5 from the 9 for the Thunderwolves. 10-7, they trail it, trying to get the lead here. Williams takes the snap, play action, pass left. Oh, he threw an interception! Jumping the route there. Beautiful play on defense for Chadron State. Bobby Peel jumped inside of Fagans and makes the interception at the 2-yard line.
And he took the ball off the field. That's Csu-Pueblo's ball, young man. You give it back to them.
Just a great play on defense. He read it beautifully as they tried to it almost reminded him of the Super Bowl play, Joe,
Yep.
when the Patriots beat the Seahawks.
Well, and it was a slant. And, again, inside, he got great position. I'm surprised he held on to the ball. That ball was right.
It was rifled in there, and it just more or less stuck to him. Well, we said the game turned on a dime with that fumbled kickoff. Well, it's turned on a dime again here.
That's because you said take the lead. I was just saying another first down.
Yeah.
Come on now.
So now at the 2-yard line, Chadron State up under center this time is Holst. They give it up the middle, and good defense by the Thunderwolves coming out from the backside on the edge there. That Corey McClellan making the stop after a gain of a yard. You can hear that wind whipping into our crowd mic, which is hanging outside our press box position here, but it is really ripping here from left to right as we look at it. With the wind here is Chadron State.
Well, they're taking their time now because if Csu-Pueblo can get a good stop here, they'll call a quick timeout.
Thunder will show blitz. They're all edging up on the line of scrimmage. They give the ball up the middle. They get a good hole, though, and out close to the 10. Good recovery there by McClellan, though. They stop him at the 10. Thunderwolves will not take their timeout yet. Thought they would right there.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they're not.
So it's going to be 3rd down now and 2 for Chadron State.
And some of that might be the wind. You know, Dean Faithful's range is going to be knocked down dramatically.
Play clock down to about 15 here. They're going to try to take as much off of it as possible. Minute 15 to go in the half here on 3rd and 2. Straight drop back by Holst. Here comes pressure off the edge. Gets a pass. Batted down. Great play by Momar Fall. He got that big right mid up there with the club on it, Joe, and he spiked it down.
It's nice to have Momar Fall back in the fold. He went out with that broken hand. He's 6'6", 280.
You're testing that cast strength there with that broken hand.
Again, you know, you only have a minute 8 to go. You got the wind at your back. The punting game for Chadron has not been great. We're going to get to see because this is a free reign kick. You can kick it as hard as you want right here.
Well, Gunnar Jones has a 71-yarder this year, but his
you know
average,
that's bounce.
But his average is only 42.
Yeah, you know
and
that's
you factor
bounce.
that 71 in there.
But I think Andrew Cook's way too. Oh my!
And the kick is spiraling toward the right over his head, hits at the 35. Why did he not go over there and try to catch that and return it?
I'm guessing the wind.
And it's down out at the 25-yard line. You got to go catch the ball. You're a punt returner.
And there's a flag.
Man, that just, yeah, the flag is down. They readjusted to about the 45-yard line.
This could be a personal foul against Csu-Pueblo or an illegal block.
Turn and return. Personal foul. Illegal blindside block on the return team. Penalty will be enforced half the distance and in the run. First down.
Well, now the Thunderwolves are going to be back deep inside their own 20. So now the Thunderwolves just got to just run the ball 3 times. Chadron State does have 2 timeouts to go, but you should be able to run out the half here.
Well,
you just got to execute the handoff each time. It's hard to explain. You can hear the wind whipping here, but I mean, it is gusting. It started off at 15. It's probably blowing 25, 30 miles per hour right now. and is blowing just directly across, left to right. And the Thunderbolts are going right into the teeth of it.
What if Michael Roots broke one off right now?
Yeah, you could spread the formation a little bit, maybe try to pop him through there. Now they send him in motion to the right. They're going to run a pass play. Caught by Williams up the left side. Breaks a tackle. No, he's taken down. That's what they were hoping for, Joe, that he could break a tackle and get up that sideline. But a good play by the cornerback there for Chadron State by Jeremiah Gutierrez. Because if he doesn't make the tackle, say Williams gets that good stiff arm, he might have been flying up that sideline.
I like that the way that Devin Williams is now looking for Nick Williams. They've got kind of a mojo thing going.
Thunderbolts still have their 3 timeouts left. It's 2nd down and a yard from the 22. Again, Roots in motion on the right side. They run the little screen left. Caught by Williams. He gets a block this time up the sideline across the 35. Taken down. That was close to a horse collar type tackle there, but he is down at the 36. So out of bounds, 41 seconds to go. Out to the 36-yard line. Take a look at this tackle again, Joe, on the replay. Nope, he just kind of spiked him down.
See, this is where you wish they would have used their timeouts and saved 50 yards in field position.
So now we're down to 41 seconds to go. 1st and 10 for the Thunderbolts at the 36-yard line. Same formation, 2 wideouts each side. They leave Roots in the backfield this time. They're looking for him out in the flat. He has it across the 40, gets out of bounds at the 45-yard line. So they're, as Hank Stram said, they're matriculating the ball up the field. They just don't have enough time to keep doing this little nickel dime stuff.
Yeah, very methodical. 36 seconds left, all 3 timeouts, but they need at least 30 yards.
Sooner or later, they got to give that kind of outlook and then hopefully getting somebody streaking down behind the safety.
Well, into this wind. I mean, they need at least 35 yards with this wind.
Nigel Mitchell splitting wide to the right. Fine is in the slot to the right.
If I was Chadron, I'd send everyone.
Screen pass right side to Roots. He somehow made the grab, and he's taken down. Now the Thunderbolts will take a timeout. So we'll take one with them. A quickie. 31 seconds to go here in the half. They're down 10-7 on Fox Sports Pueblo. 3rd down now here for the Thunderbolts. 3rd and 3 from the 43-yard line. More importantly, there's only 31 seconds to go here in the half. Nick Williams wide to the left. Pennick is in the slot to the left. I think the Thunderbolts have to give an outlook and then send somebody up the sideline here.
Or maybe a quarterback draw.
And instead they hand it off to Roots, gets forward. He's got the 1st down. That'll stop the clock to move the chains at the 46-yard line. Thunderbolts need to get right up on the line of scrimmage here and go.
Well, Pennick was 40 yards down the field. They already started the clock.
That's part of the new speed-up rules in college football. They start it before everybody's set. Devin sets up now, fires it up the right sideline, lobs it up. It's caught inside the 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Thunderwolves. 9-day for Max Fine.
Max Fine played that perfectly, Jim.
It's the old play where you underthrow it because of the wind, and the cornerback didn't adjust to it. Fine did adjust to it, jumps inside the cornerback, takes it on into the end zone for the touchdown. Well, there's that go pattern I was talking about, Joe. Sooner or later, you had to fake the out pattern and set it up the sideline.
Well, we debated every scenario off camera, off mic during the commercial, and none of that was there.
Here's the extra point attempt by Faithful. Ball's down. Kick is up. It is good. 9 seconds to go here in the first half. Thunderwolves take the lead 14-10 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
Well, as we often do, Joe and I have a lot of time during commercial breaks to talk, and we talked about Devin Williams. His passes with the wind, he throws it too low because he throws that laser, but into the wind there, I mean, that was a chuck, Joe, into that breeze.
Yeah, he threw it off his right hip. You know, you got to understand, Devin Williams isn't very big. He's got a great arm, but he's not very big. So he had to chuck everything he had, but what an adjustment by Max Fine.
Here's the kickoff by Faithful. Again, high kick. The wind has, look, it's going to be going backwards. They got a chance. They can catch it. It's on the ground, and it's picked up. And now the whistle blows. Maybe, did he signal fair catch? Because as soon as he caught the ball on the bounce, they blew the play dead. The clock never stopped. The clock's still at 9 seconds.
Csu-Pueblo had a chance to catch that ball. You can't advance it.
Yeah, we're waiting for an explanation.
Signal for a fair catch. The play was over as soon as they returned
Okay, there you go. Thank you, Mr. Referee.
Now, if you're Dalton Holst, do you take a shot?
I think you do it with the wind. Just lob one up there. He might be able to get this thing down there inside the 10-yard line if he really gets underneath one here.
They have to be shell-shocked.
Oh, my God.
I'm telling you, Chadron has to just be shell-shocked. And they got enough speed underneath. But if I'm Tanner Draper and I'm Corey McClellan, I'm 30 yards back. They're way too close for me.
Filio showing late blitz. They're going to hand the ball off up the middle, trying to bounce it outside. Good stiff arm. There's an illegal block. No flag comes down. What are they? Do they see a different game than I do, Joe? I just don't know sometimes by Mr. Officials out there.
Well, again, know your geography.
I mean, that was a clear block in the back.
And then see
here's a replay. Look at it right here. You'll see the block I'm talking about. Right there. That's a clip.
And then a CSU Pueblo player gets hurt. It's got to be Tanner Draper. Got to be.
I mean, that is so God obvious that how a referee in the right mind, I question sometimes their integrity at times, Joe, because right there, that was obviously an illegal block. There's no doubt about it.
No, and
they ignored it.
Nice call by Chadron, though, not to, you sign up, you line up like you're going to throw the Hail Mary or get single coverage on one side and then little draw play. Tanner's he's hurt, but he'll be fine. He's like, he's trying to figure out what hurts more.
And he leans over like his back, it's his elbow.
He's like, what hurts
shoulder.
More? And then Tanner Draper, when he walks off the field, everybody slaps him on the helmet.
Exactly. That's hurt a little bit. Now they do go to a timeout, so I think we'll get caught here if we go to a time. So we'll keep it right here. But again, that was just a simple little draw play, as if they were just going to try to run the half out, but they got that illegal block on the edge. It wasn't called. That's what sprung Cox for the big run there. If not, he's taken down for about a 3 or 4 yard gain. The guy gets clipped on the edge, sent flying.
Well, Gunnar Jones is down there like warming up his leg like he's going to get a chance at a 70-yarder. That's not going to happen, Gunnar. I know you're a senior and I know you want to, but no.
Yeah, the only thing where he might get a chance, now what you do is you try to get an interference call down the middle of the field, and if you get the 15-yard mark off, then yeah, sure, then he could come in and try a 58, 59-yarder, I suppose.
See, they need to be farther down the field.
See, I dump one underneath and hope for a face mask. That's what they're going to do. They're going to hand it off again. And this time going down, we got some pushing and shoving after the play. Now everybody just slowing down, stalling. They're trying to rip at the football. Now there's a punch thrown. What the heck?
Yeah, that's 2 times now that Chadron guys have thrown punches, or one of them was to an official.
Jaden Cox and John Risson said, "What are you doing out here?" As he has a chat with Mr. Official in the middle of the field. Oh, well. It's halftime from Don Beebe Stadium in Chadron, Nebraska. The Thunderwolves have taken a 14-10 lead to the locker room on Fox Sports Pueblo. Well, welcome back to Don Beebe Stadium here in Chadron, Nebraska. Thunderwolves lead at 14-10. Joe, it was a tale of 2 quarters, but usually when you come into conditions like this where the wind is blowing like this, usually it's the team with the wind doing damage. This game, both teams, when they went into the wind, did damage.
And I wonder if that's because you can't just mentally rely on having the wind at your back. CSU Pueblo ran 6 plays in the first quarter. They ran 24 in the second.
Yeah, go figure.
And now if you look down the stat sheet, you look like you have a 14-10 game, which you do. Everything's pretty close. And the turnover for CSU Pueblo, they might have been up even more. But after the first quarter, we thought this was going to be one of those it's about time kind of games for Chadron, because they have that feeling. You could see it. But in that second quarter, CSU Pueblo their offensive line got physical, their running backs got physical, and Devin Williams and Nick Williams started to find that rhythm. And those little outs, those high percentage passes, are positive plays, and they just built one play at a time, and then they built a drive, and then they built another drive, one play at a time.
Yeah, we'll have to find out, too. Even on the interception there, it might have been a bad route by Feggins. We'll just have to find out. We'll ask John Risson that, I guess, on Wednesday night at the Risson show. Maybe he did too flat a pattern and allowed the safety to jump inside him instead of running more across the goal. Anyway, it was a great play by the cornerback, but that's the one turnover the Thunderwolves had. But, you forget about that turnover now because they get the touchdown late.
Well, and the thing about a turnover like that, defensive backs are taught that if you have single coverage down there, that's going to be a slant. So he just jumped the route. It was a great play defensively. But rather than get your dauber down, as we old-timers like to say, Csu-Pueblo figured it out. And then late in, we were kind of curious as to why they didn't start calling timeouts with about 1:50 to go to save them 50 yards. Turns out, Devin Williams chucks it to Max Fine. You don't need timeouts. You don't need.
Exactly.
We know what we're doing.
What a pass. I cannot even begin to tell you how great a pass that was into the breeze. It was like hitting a 2-iron. You're about 150 yards away and you have to knock something down. And that's the way he throws the football, though. He throws those just real flat, but they're a extremely tight spiral is the best way I can describe it. It just kind of
it's got zip, and it's
exactly
when it doesn't have zip, it's going to get picked off or it's going to be incomplete. But like even one that he threw on that touchdown drive late in the end of the quarter, the only incompletion he had was he threw it a little bit too high, and that ball just got caught in the wind.
Exactly. It is halftime here in Chadron, Nebraska. Thunderwolves lead at 14-10 on Fox Sports Pueblo. Halftime here at Don Beebe Stadium in Chadron, Nebraska. Thunderwolves lead at 14-10. And right before we came out of the timeout, Joe mentioning our old buddy, J.R. Smith. He goes by Joel up here in Chadron, but he used to be J.R. when he ran the RMAC conference. But I tell you what, I think JR would be all right with this, Joe, saying he is built for this kind of day. He's kind of sturdy.
You know what?
And the wind's not really affecting him much out there.
He was very good to us when he was our commissioner of the RMAC.
Yes.
And I remember when he took this job, I said, why? He goes, I want to be back in a community.
Yeah.
I want to be back in a school. The travel, he's got about 1 million kids.
Yeah.
And he's a great guy. And his home base was Springs, obviously, because that's where the RMAC was, but he was gone all the time.
Right.
He says, I want to be back in a community where I can get to know people and I can get to know a school and make a difference that way. And he's done a great job here at Chadron.
Yeah, they're honoring some distinguished alumni here at halftime as they always got something going on here.
I got a wave from our old buddy Alex Helmbrick, the former SID here. He looks like he's playing rhythm guitar for the Eagles with his hairdo and his beard, but he always treated us well too.
Well, we got a special listener today that first game he's missed in quite a while, Kevin Shriver.
Well, and
Super Booster.
We love Kevin. We love him when he gives us the call.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'd want to have that call today.
Yes, that'd be a little tough ride.
I don't know what kind. I mean, it would probably take us about 10 minutes to get here, but maybe 4 hours in the air to get home because it's. This isn't the kind of wind you want when you're in a little plane like that.
Yeah, a little dicey on the landing, wouldn't it be? That's for sure.
Well, it'd be the fishtail.
Exactly. It is halftime here, 14-10. Thunderwolves on top on Fox Sports Pueblo. Welcome back. Don Beebe Stadium here in Chadron, Nebraska, here on the campus of Chadron State College. Thunderwolves lead it 14-10. Here are the first half numbers. As Joe mentioned, it ended up quite even. It was very lopsided after the first quarter, but the Thunderwolves evened it up in the second. 11 first downs for Chadron. Thunderwolves have 10. Thunderwolves 58 on the ground, 141 through the air, 199 yards total offense on 30 plays from scrimmage. Chadron State 109 on the ground, 113 through the air. They had 222 yards on 36 plays from scrimmage. Each team had a turnover in the first half. Thunderwolves was an interception, and Chadron State's was a fumble on the kickoff. Time of possession, Chadron State 18-28, Thunderwolves 10-47. That doesn't add up, so there's a problem there. They'll have to fix that. Third down conversions, Chadron was 3 of 8. Thunderwolves ended up 2 of 5 after a slow start. Chadron 2 for 2 on scores in the red zone. Thunderwolves were 1 for 2. Individual numbers, Roots 10 carries for 51 yards in the first half. Williams had the 1 carry for 4. It was a first down run. Bingham 1 carry for 3. Jaden Cox had 9 for 69. Collier had 10 for 36. The one they don't have on here was the 1 carry by their starting tailback who got hurt on the first play of the game. Elijah Miles on a run off the right side picked up 13, but he took a wicked hit and has not returned. I haven't even seen him on the sideline since then. Williams was 14 of 18 through the air, had the 1 interception, 141 yards, did throw 2 touchdown passes in the first half. Holst was 10 of 15 for 113 yards. Receiving, Nick Williams, 6 catches for 54 yards. Michael Roots, 2 for 6. Max Fine, 1 for 54 and a touchdown. Fegans, 1 for 9. Bingham caught the other pass in the first half. He doesn't make the stat sheet. They only put the top 4 on there, but you'd think the guy that scored the touchdown could get on the stat sheet. But anyway, he had 1 for 3 on that little read option pass on the right side, which got the Thunderwolves on the board in the first half. Some of the defensive numbers here. Max Gonzalez. Joe, I think his play was spirited there in the first half. Kind of his emotion kind of lit a fire under the Thunderwolves a little bit.
Yeah, he came up and made one stop just right in the middle of the traffic.
It was 10-0.
And that was sort of like, okay, we better get after it.
Yeah, follow me.
Yeah, this is not going to end well if we don't. And he put his head in there, and between he and Tanner Draper, those are the two guys. If you watch this team, they're the guys who bring it.
Yeah, Gonzalez was 7 tackles. Draper was 6. Howell with 5. McClellan with 4. Kirchel had 5. Wilson with 5 for Chadron State. It is halftime. We'll be back with the second half kickoff. Thunderwolves lead at 14-10 on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back, Don Beebe Stadium here in Chadron, Nebraska. Thunderwolves on top, 14-10. Teams back out on the field. We're still about 30 seconds away from this half. Let's give you some finals from around. Or you got something, Joe? Go ahead.
Well, I just want to give a shout out to Paul Plinsky, the AD.
Okay.
Didn't make the trip this week. They having a ceremony for a swim. Jillian Abrian,
right,
who was tragically killed in a car accident. So obviously Paul wanted to be there for that, and I'm sure that that they did a fantastic job in her memory.
Yeah, that was tragic. That was it was just part of a bad week on the campus. Thunderwolves will get the ball first to start the second half. That was the question. Do you take the ball or take the wind here? The Thunderwolves have the choice.
Well, and this is the first time they're going to receive with the wind at their back, so this ball can do anything. And I'm sure their special teams coordinator, hint, had told them, you never know what the ball is going to do here.
So Chadron State in a bit of a gamble here, Joe, rolling the dice. They're going to work into the wind in this third quarter. They may be hoping to get some kind of squirrely play here on the kickoff like the Thunderwolves did. We'll see. You got to be on high alert here on these kickoffs. Ball is sent into the air. Mitchell has a chance, takes it at the 10, across the 15, 20, right at the middle field, 25, 30, and hurdles his way across the 30 to about the 31-yard line. Joe, he saw the spot I saw. I thought, man, if he could get through there, he's off to the races. But they got underneath him and somersaulted him.
And he's limping off, which is not good because they need Nigel Mitchell's speed. Those red shoes, he's taking himself out of the game.
Yeah, he's starting to get some help. They come out over to help him out here.
And that's not good.
Man, it looked like the sea had parted just enough for him to knife it right up the middle of the field, and at the last minute it shut down and they somersaulted him over.
He got like high load.
Devin Williams, straight drop back, looks over the middle of the field, fires it down the middle, caught by Albertini. He's got the first down at the 44-yard line. Joe, how do you like your Albertini?
I like it over the middle with my hands straight out over ice.
1st and 10 pack at the 44-yard line.
That was that 32 tight end hot.
Williams under center this time. I formation. Straight drop back, though, by Devin. Pumps fat. Now he goes left. Roots has it. Nice little cut there. Cuts to the outside. Breaks a tackle across midfield. He's down to the first down at the 45-yard line. What a run after the catch.
What have we said about Michael Roots from day one? He's hard to tackle.
That was unbelievable. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Thunderwolves going hurry up. They give it to Roots again. This time he's strung out, breaks a tackle, now slips down back inside the 50 at the 49-yard line. He's going to lose 6 on this play. And he's a little dinged on that. Looked like that could have been like an Achilles strain right there.
You know, Noah Kirchel from the linebacker spot came up and just blew that entire play up for Chadron.
So now they're going to mark it right at midfield. So a loss of 5 on that play. 2nd and 15. Thunderwolves lead at 14-10. Just underway here, second half.
They're missing a player, it looks like.
Well, remember, Roots had to come out of the ball, and they're still looking over to the sideline. They still haven't figured out who to send out there.
Play clock down to 8. They're not going to get this off.
And now Thunderwolves will take the timeout. So we'll take a quick one with them. 13:28 to go here in the third quarter. Thunderwolves lead at 14-10 on Fox Sports Pueblo. We'll be all right.
This is CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
Thunderwolves come out of the timeout from the shotgun. Williams drops back to pass, throws it out in the flat to Bingham, and he's forced out of bounds at about the 48-yard line. So little or no gain. Gained a 2 on the play, so it's going to bring up 3rd down and 13. Joe, that was a tough timeout for the Thunderwolves to have to waste there on a 2nd and 15.
Well, Michael Roots got dinged up. He got thrown for a 5-yard loss, 6-yard loss. Play was slow coming in. Personnel, you couldn't really see what was going on. Yeah, not a good series for CSU Pueblo offensively thus far. We have not seen Devin Williams take off, though. I keep waiting for him to call his own number.
3rd and 13 here. They show a late blitz. They're sending 5. They pick it up, though. Pass right side caught by Nick Williams. Breaks one tackle off the side. Oh, he stepped out of bounds right when he was heading off to the races, Joe. They mark him down at the 45-yard line. If not, he would have been a real threat to get the first down there.
Well, Dean Faithfull looks like he was coming out to try a field goal here.
I'm not so sure he's. I want to see that replay again. Did he step out?
Well, the line judge was right on it. Yeah, Justin Dwinell's coming out. Dean Faithfull thought he was going to come out and try a 65-yarder, but
it's not the time of the game to do it.
No, because if you miss, they get the ball right there on the 45.
Here is Dwinell standing back at his own 42-yard line. Takes the snap, rugby style. Angles it toward the right sideline. He gets the coffin corner, but he caught a little too much sideline here. It's probably going to come out around the 10. Well, maybe a little bit more. Maybe the 15.
Know your geography.
You're going to mark it at the 15. It's still a punt. And Dwinell's looking at the referee saying, what? He's looking over to the sideline. I agree there. I thought I was going to say about the 10, and instead it comes out to the 15.
Well, and again, the wind. That's a rugby-style kick. You're kicking it with the wind at your back, but it's almost like a crosswind. Chadron taking their time coming out. I think you just get whatever you want when you're at home.
It seems that way, doesn't it?
Tanner Draper not in the game.
Ball at the 15-yard line here for the Eagles. Ball on the left hash mark. Filio showing blitz. Here he comes. Pass intercepted! Touchdown Thunderwolves! Jumping the route, Patrick Howell. Give the credit, though, to Filio. He forced the hand.
Outside linebacker goes inside and takes it to the house.
Great call by the Thunderwolves defensive staff there as you saw Filio creeping up on the edge, Joe, and he forced the hand, didn't he?
He did, and it's one of those things that I think that's something they had seen on camera or seen on film. And what a great set of hands by Patrick Howell.
Well, we saw that great interception in the first half on a laser beam shot by Chadron State. That was a great grab there by Howell. Extra point try here by Faithfull. Ball's down. Kick is up. And it is good. 11:56 to go, third quarter. Thunderwolves strike on defense. They lead it 21-10 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
Here's the kickoff by Faithfull. High spinner, and it's out the back of the end zone.
You know the best part about that kickoff, Jim, was that Nigel Mitchell was the gunner on the near side. So that tells me he's okay.
Just got a little dinged on that kickoff return.
Well, sometimes they hear a pop.
Yeah, and you fear the worst.
You know, when I hear a pop, I'll feel it for 3 weeks or longer.
Exactly.
These guys can shake it off.
Exactly.
I'm a little concerned about Michael Roots because he went down in a goofy way.
Yeah, and that's why I said it looked like an Achilles issue there, or a calf strain of some kind there, because he got taken down, like you said, and he's kind of walking it off.
Yeah, he's on the sidelines. He doesn't seem too concerned that he doesn't have a trainer hovering over him. Riston just gave him a high five.
1st and 10 for the Eagles. They're going to run the ball up the middle, and the Thunder will stuff it.
How about that for a halftime adjustment?
Hello, Ike. On Wuwa Soanya.
Again, that time they put him in the middle. You know, he has been playing on the edge a little bit, but he got Trey Botts to one side and Dominic Finney to the other. So right there, Ike comes up from the middle at the nose and just blows that up.
Loss of a yard. It's 2nd down and 11. He is menacing, standing there right over the center. That's a long day for the center. Straight drop back. Over the middle, zip down the field, intercepted by the ball hawk Lawrence, inside the 50, down to the 48-yard line. What a grab by Marcus Lawrence.
Jim, he was beat.
Flags come down. We got extracurricular activity after the play's over, as the helmet has come off of Cole Thurnis. They probably had some aid in getting the helmet off him. Probably going to be a foul on the Thunderwolves here, I would guess. Or offsetting fouls here, personal fouls here.
Well, there's no Thunderwolf listening to the officials, but the officials are all talking by the Chadron people. Again, know your geography. We'll see what they say, but they usually see the second person.
What an incredible... Okay, here we go.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 92 of the return team. That's his first unsportsmanlike coach disqualification. First down.
So they're just going to call CSU Pueblo.
Yeah, so Trey Botts evidently taking the shot, perhaps, at Cole Thurnis. Cole Thurnis ended up without his lid, so...
He's still hot. He's got that sunshine hair from Remember the Titans.
Yes, he does. You beat me to that. I couldn't remember the name. You had sunshine. I knew that's exactly the guy I thought of, though. So the Thunderwolves take over at their own 37-yard line. What a grab, though, by Marcus Lawrence, stabbing that ball out of the air with the left hand.
Jim, the receiver had a step on him. That's why I thought, but what a great play. And now Michael Roots is back in the game.
So ball at the 37. Williams splits wide to the right. Play action. Looking left. He's got a man open right down the middle of the field. It's fine. It's just overshot. The wind took a little too much of it. There, Joe, once again, it's that laser shot. Throw it up in the air a little bit. But when you're throwing with the wind, though, you don't want the wind to take it too much. But, man, Fine was wide open.
And it was good coverage. I mean, it was step for step. He had a step on him. I think that's Bobby Peel who had the pick in the first half.
So 2nd down and 10. I like the idea, though, there. Take the shot. This time, Nick Williams splits wide to the left. Pennick in the game. He's in the slot. He's going to line up right behind Williams. Fagan's wide to the right. They're going to run the ball to Roots up the middle. Breaks a tackle. Now stiff arm. Puts his head down. Breaks a tackle. Across the 45, 50. Up the sideline. 45 down to the 43-yard line. You want to take on a block or a tackler? That's exactly what Roots did there. Amazing.
You can call him race car because that's what he prefers. I'm calling him the pinball wizard because he looked like a pinball right there. Flapper after flapper.
That was demolition derby stuff there.
And they don't put that on the big screen.
No, you don't. I got some moving along the line of scrimmage. Maybe a snap infraction maybe on Stupar here, but the nose guard came across.
Yeah, he looked like he fell back with that.
Yep, they do call the old snap infraction our old friend the magician, who...
Pat Burns.
First time we ever heard that call, the snap infraction. He's still with us? Is Pat around? What's he doing?
I believe so.
Sometimes you hate to bring it up. So you're not sure when you haven't seen somebody in a long time.
Well, that's happened a lot in 2 years when we had been in a pandemic.
You never know.
How's your mom? Well, she died 6 weeks ago.
Oh, geez. 1st down and 15 now for the Thunderwolves from the 48-yard line after the false start or the snap infraction on Stupar. They're going to give the ball to Bingham up the middle. Puts his head down. He gets it down to around the 42-yard line. Good physical run there. Gets all the penalty yardage back, plus a yard. So it'll be 2nd down and 9.
The last thing CSU Pueblo can do right now is get complacent. Fall back into that not firing off the ball or not playing hungry right now. You got to pile it on. And I don't even care about points. You got to pile yardage and clock.
Yeah, and just physical. 21-10. Thunderwolves lead it. Fagan's wide to the right. Williams wide to the left. Looks like Pennick's in the slot to the left. Straight drop back by Williams. Steps up in the pocket. He could run with it. He puts his head down across the 40. Flag down. Going to be a hold on the Thunderwolves. Might have got Elijah again for his second hold of the day. That's where the flag ended up at his feet. We'll see here. It was the right decision by Devin there to take off.
He took all that punishment for nothing.
Number 71.
Sean Johnson.
Nope, there goes Sean Johnson, not Elijah. I apologize. The Reed family.
Devin takes a licking and has nothing to show for it.
So now it marks it back inside the 50 at the 48-yard line. You can hear the wind whipping, hitting our crowd mic, which is hanging outside our press box position here. I don't have a windscreen for it. Maybe that's something I had to look into.
No, I like it.
Kind of gives you a feeling of what's going on out there, doesn't it?
It's not our heavy breathing.
Trips to the left this time for the Thunderwolves. Nick Williams eye himself wide to the right. Fake the screen pass right. Fake the screen pass right. Now they get it to Williams, and he's going to get no gain. They faked the screen to the left to Bingham, and then they wanted to come back to Williams, but Chadron State read it beautifully.
Yeah, it was a good play defensively. All they did was stay home.
Right.
There was a lot of movement. We like to call it eye candy, and Chadron's defense just stayed stationary. Everybody stayed in their lanes and was easily snuffed it out.
Well, now it's 3rd and forever. 3rd and 19 from the 48-yard line. Well, they go with the little Hell's Bells here at Chadron State. Thunderwolves, they like to play Zeppelin.
So you got Nick Williams in single coverage, but he's not your burner.
It's like the safety's cheating over toward him maybe a little bit now. Straight drop back by Devin. Steps up in the pocket. Now he's flush. Rolls out to the left. Steps, fires down the middle of the field. Nick Williams streaking in the clear, but he overshot him. Don't want to underthrow that one by any means, and he just put a little too much juice under. Plus, he was rolling to his left. That's a tough throw. And then, Joe, the wind. It's just incredibly hard.
Well, it gets underneath the ball. You think it would just push the ball, but it gets underneath it, and it changes its trajectory.
So 4th down.
I think Cole Furness wants to take this one back to the house.
Oh, he is ticked. He's still burning. Good snap. Angling it toward the sideline. This looks a little bit better. No, he didn't quite. He's a little too much. He took off it. It goes into the end zone, inside the pylon. So it'll come out the 20. So he overcorrected by just that much.
John Riston's like,
yeah,
I mean,
he's probably saying, don't bite off too much. Go over and talk it over with him. Say, he's saying, the 10 would have been all right, dude. Timeout on the field. 8:01 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Thunderwolves lead at 21-10 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is
and the Vatican.
Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to Don Beebe Stadium here in Chadron, Nebraska. Beautiful Don Beebe Stadium. This press box, Joe, it's I don't want to go say state of the art, but for what we have to work with, I mean, the views are incredible here. If you're going to design a press box, a luxury box type area, this is the one to go with.
Well, I'm sitting in my seat. I could see the gym in the distance. Well, first of all, I could see the whole field,
right?
Which kind of helps when you're broadcasting. I could see the campus. I could see the high school stadium. I could see the little Chadron Vatican.
Yeah,
we call it the Vatican because there was some serious black smoke going out of one of the willows there. And Jim said, "Do we have a pope?" I said, "No, it's black. If it was white, we would have a new pope."
And we're all on one level. The table's got holes in them where you can drop your cords under. It's just easy. You're going to hand the ball off left side, and it's going to be a loss on the no, ball's ripped loose. It's on the deck, picked up by the Thunderwolves at the 2-yard line. They did not blow the whistle. It is a fumble. It is Thunderwolves football.
Jay Long cannot believe they did not blow that play dead. He's on the 15-yard line, and he's like, what happened?
I can't say I don't blame him.
Jim, I saw the running back never had control of the ball.
Oh, they had the replay up on the screen for a minute.
He never had control of the football. And how about the Thunderwolves playing through the whistle?
Yeah, they just kept going. You don't trust it. You just keep playing. So it's Thunderwolves football at the 2-yard line. They blew the play up. It was going to be a loss of at least 4. Here's another look at it, Joe, and oh, that should have been.
The ball came out when he hit the ground.
That should be Chadron's ball. I can see why they're ticked off. All right. And the ball off left side. Roots tries to get to the corner, turns the corner inside the pylon. He stuck it over. That should be a touchdown.
It is. The far side judge had his hands up. He was getting out of the way from.
Yeah, he's about 10 yards out of bounds.
He didn't want to get killed, but no one's going to beat Michael Root to the corner there.
Like the way he just stuck it over the goal line there.
That's a guy who knows where the end zone is. That's not quite victory lane, but that's the checkered flag for the race car routes.
So another extra point try here by Faithful. Good snap. Ball's down. Kick is up. And it is good. 7:46 to go here in the third quarter. Thunderbolts strike again. They lead it 28-10 on Fox Sports Pueblo. 28-10. Thunderbolts on top. 2-yard drive there. I like those drives, Joe.
2 yards, 1 play. Jay Long is hot.
Well, he should be. That was kind of a bogus call against his ball club there. First of all, as Joe and I talked about, forward progress was stopped. And then the ball didn't come out until he was body slammed on the ground. The ball popped out. Thunderbolts, give them credit. They picked it up and ran with it, or tried to run with it. Ball goes out the back of the end zone. So now Chadron State, they once led this game 10-0 and seemed like they were in total control, total domination mode. The Thunderbolts had gone 3 and out twice. It looked like it was over, I thought, almost.
If they'd have scored one more time, it would have been. And then they were going toward that.
Right.
But give Csu-Pueblo all the credit. They came out. They found that spark. They found some fire. They figured some things out on defense because Chadron shredded them in that first quarter. Run, pass, whatever they wanted to do.
And I told Joe, and he agreed a little bit with me, Max Gonzalez, the hit he made on that drive where they were driving, they could have went up 17-0 and stopped them at midfield. Here's a handoff up the middle. And a good stop there by the Thunderwolves. Patrick Howell. It's a pretty good gain. A gain of about 5 on the play, but Howell just punishing the running back on the play for Chadron State, and that's Jaden Cox.
Do you think Patrick Howell kind of figured out how to play on the inside now?
Yes, I think he likes it there. 2nd down and 5 from the 30.
It took him about a quarter to figure it out.
And again, they hand it off up the middle. And look at Momar Fall just fouling things up. It's a gain of about 3 on the play. Joe, you know me. I love good physical football in the middle, and watching these big guys just punish people is fun.
Well, they kept saying we can't wait till Momar Fall grows into his body. And when you hear a coach say that, they say that kids have good bones. They like structure that you're going to grow into your body. Ryan Jensen, he showed up a little skinny, a little undersized. Now he's the highest paid center in the NFL, but he worked at it. Momar Fall, they said he's working at it. And you look at him now, holy cow.
Yeah, Morgan Fox, another example in the NFL. He was kind of a skinny guy. 3rd and 2, high snap. They play Wildcat here, and the Thunderbolts jam it up. That was the direct snap, and as we've mentioned, Cole Thurnis, he's playing with an edge right now because he got clocked on that last return or the interception.
They're going to go for this, Jim.
Yeah, he's short a yard here. It's 4th down and 1, and now the punt team gathering on the sideline. And they're going into the wind here. I might just go for it.
Yeah.
What are they going to get on a punt? 20 yards?
I don't know, but it's I couldn't go for it on my own 32, down 14.
Max Fine's got to be careful on this punt.
He's got to be closer is what he's got to be. He's given way too much.
Because you don't want to be running up kamikaze style to try to field it. Low snap, it's handled. And there's a kick, it's shanked. Dead right, and the wind knocks it down out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. That's why you go for it, Joe. They're going to gain, 12 yards on the exchange here?
Yeah, but that's a big 12 yards. I wouldn't have gone for that under any circumstance.
So the Thunderbolts take over on the good side of the field at the 45-yard line after the 11-yard punt.
Still 5:51 to go in the third with the wind at your back. Not that that's been a factor. I mean, both teams have scored into the wind.
Yeah, you got to put one up here just to put all doubt out of it. From the pistol this time, Williams will take the snap, and he's going to give it to Race Car up the middle. He's across the 45, banging his way down close to the 40-yard line. He gains 5. It'll be 2nd and 5.
You'll take that.
Oh, yeah. Just 2 5s makes 10, Joe. That works.
If you had 3 4s, that's a first down.
Yeah.
I'll take that. This is a team that had 6 plays in the entire first quarter.
They look dead in the water.
6 plays.
They look dead in the water.
And they had the wind at their back.
Oh. And Devin Williams getting more and more comfortable back there, isn't he?
He looks the part, doesn't he?
Takes a snap, give it up to Roots up the middle, puts his head down, bangs his way forward. He's got the first down at the 35-yard line.
You know what I love about Devin Williams is there's no panic, and he sees the read, and he's calm. When they made the decision to go to Devin Williams this weekend, it wasn't because of – it was just play. It wasn't no injuries. No, it's just play, and it's paid off so far. Still early, still a whole quarter to go.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line of the Eagles. Thunderwolves lead the ball game 28-10. 4:45 to go here in the third quarter. Nigel Mitchell and Fagan stacked to the right side here. 2 backs in the backfield. They give it to Roots up the middle, and he's hit now. Tried to bounce outside, but a good, sure tackle there on the inside for Chadron State. Joey Guile had his hand around the ankle and holding on for dear life there.
He looks like a linebacker from Chadron, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Joey Guile, he's actually out of Casper, Wyoming, 230-pound sophomore, a little undersized, 6'1".
You know, they do have some Wyoming, well, obviously it's in the area. This is a big area, though. Not very many people, a lot of area.
Joe, we'll get to that weather update here in the middle. I'm looking off to my left here. It's looking a little more menacing, isn't it? 2nd down and 10 here for the Thunderwolves from the 35-yard line. Lone back is Roots. Double tight end, set play action. Definitely going to roll left. Fires over there. Caught by Gary. He's got the first down, punishing his way down to the 20-yard line. Garris seeks contact. Some people avoid it. He seeks it.
That rollout on the play action from Devin Williams to his opposite throwing hand has been just a killer. You know, things were so bad early in the game. I was blaming you for them not scoring, about you jinxing them. That's how bad it was.
1st and 10, Thunderwolves from the 20-yard line. They lead it 28-10, down to 3:25 to go here in the third quarter. Williams takes the snap, looks over the middle, pump fake. Now fires it out in flat. Roots has it inside the 20, inside the 15, 10, breaks the tackle, 5, touchdown, Thunderwolves! What an adjustment by Devin Williams. Got the pass in the flat, and Roots did his thing again.
He was the safety valve, and he ended up in the end zone. It was almost a shot put at the 21-yard line, and race car Roots to the checkered flag.
We got an injured player on the field for Chadron State. Devin Williams, he sold out there, Joe. He took a heck of a shot to get that pass away. He got hit by 3 different players there right after he delivered it, but he hung in there, took the shot, made the play.
I've had some texts and questions about the whole Devin Williams starting today. Coaches know what they're doing.
Yeah, they see. They're at practice every day.
Yeah, that's the thing is if you're not at practice every day and you're not in the film room and you're not in the team room, but this is a great performance by Devin Williams, and I just love his presence back there today.
Well, and he's just kept doing the work, kept putting in the work in practice, trying to get things going, and I think a lot of it had to do with the play of Kroll maybe in the fourth quarter last week. There were a couple of those interceptions. The interception over the middle of the Williams, he was late with the toss. Then the pick late in the game almost cost him.
You know what we like about Devin Williams? We went to one of the scrimmages, and you and I talked to him, and you know, he introduced himself, told us his story. We just had a nice conversation, and he was a senior, and you could tell that personability of him, of wanting to be a part of this program, even if it's for just 1 year.
It's like Taven Bray, a sophomore out of Highlands Ranch out of Thunder Ridge High School, is the injured Eagle, and he is being helped out of the field very slowly here. He got caught up in the wash there.
Yeah, his right leg is not bending.
It might have been friendly fire there, because I think he was involved in the hit on Devin Williams. I mean, there was 3 guys there, and I think he might have got caught up in that.
Sometimes they get rolled up on the back. Those linemen, you got to watch that.
Faithful in to try the extra point. Dwennell is the holder. Ball's down. Kick is up. And it is good. 3:14 to go. Third quarter. Thunderwolves lead it 35-10 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to Don Beebe Stadium. The former Buffalo Bill, one of the proud alumni here of Chadron State. The other famous alum is Danny Woodhead. Woodhead was a Charger, wasn't he?
He was. He played at a couple different places. Yeah. But what I like about Don Beebe is you think of Buffalo Bills receivers, his name comes up. I mean,
he actually won a Super Bowl with the Packers, didn't he? With Favre? Here's the kickoff out the back of the end zone. Hey, he lost 4 Super Bowls. You shouldn't say it wasn't him that lost, but he was on 4 teams that lost Super Bowls for the Bills when they had all their hearts broken. But he finally got on the Packers and actually won a ring.
You know, and I like when small school players go to the NFL, but I like when they come back and they give to their school and they help out and they keep that tradition alive. And if I was an offensive lineman at Csu-Pueblo, I'd want to be the next Ryan Jensen. Or if I was a defensive end, I'd want to be the next Morgan Fox or Mike Pennell.
Well, we know Ryan, he listens to a game once in a while. Has he checked in lately with you?
Oh, he has not.
Where are you, Ryan? Are you in a hotel somewhere?
Usually it's to tell me to shut up.
Yeah. There we go. 1st and 10 for the Eagles from the 25-yard line. Straight drop back by Holst. Comes over the middle, ball caught, and it's going to be close to the first down. Jaden Cox, he's impressed me today. He's a good little scat back.
You see, that time they had no pressure on Holst. They just did 3-man rush, nobody from the edge. Both outside linebackers dropped into coverage.
2nd and a yard. They marked him a yard short at the 34-yard line. Holst takes the snap. He gives it up the middle. And busting through there. First down, spin move across 45 out close to midfield. Good run there by Jaden Cox.
See, that's what it looked like in the first quarter. That's going back to what they were doing and doing well. Csu-Pueblo cannot afford to let up.
Clouds are getting a little more menacing off to our left, which would be the west here. I think we're going to make it in time before the rains hit, but it looks like we're going to get it again here. Straight drop back by Holst. Looks right, fires right, ball caught. And up the sideline, stepping out of bounds at about the 44-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6. That was the big tight end there. These numbers leave a little to be desired.
You know, Scipio made a great play on that, though, just to knock him another 2 steps out of bounds.
Peter Crone, that was the tight end. He lines up to the left here in a stack formation on the left side with 2 other receivers. 1 receiver wide to the right. Filio showing blitz off the edge. Here he comes. Tries to duck under. They pick him up. Pass in the flat, incomplete. Even if he had caught it, he was diving into the turf. It would have been a gain of maybe a yard on the play. As it turns out, incomplete pass sets up 3rd down and 4 now from the 44-yard line.
You know, Anthony Barron comes in the nickel situation as an extra defensive back, and he kind of backpedaled a little too far on that. Wide open in the flat. Had the pass been on time, that was going to go for big yards.
Thunderbolts got a pretty good push that time from Bots there on the middle pressure. We'll see if they can get another push here. Philo showing blitz off the edge. They're going to run the ball up the middle. And big time hit by the Thunderwolves. Is that Julius Carter?
It is.
Julius Carter, the sophomore out of Grandview High School in Denver. Hello, how do you do?
John Riston talked about Julius Carter on his coach's show Wednesday. He said, don't underestimate the play of these young kids that are coming up. They're seeing a little bit of time. How nice was a hit of that?
They list him at 216, a sophomore out of Denver, Colorado, out to Grandview, and he just deposited the running back there for a gain of maybe a yard. It's going to be 4th down and 3.
My favorite Grandview graduate, Katie Cunningham.
Oh, yes. How could it not be? Bring a man in motion. That's Thurnis. They run the shovel pass to him around the right side. He's going to run out of real estate. You don't make a living on the Thunderbolts going east and west.
And now Furnace is over there in the...
He's John. Get back over here, Thurnis, with your hair. Get to the sideline.
Well, it just, you want to go over there. I love the passion he plays with.
Yeah.
You know, he's showing some heart and some fire. And
there's a time and a space for it, though.
Yeah, but, you know, he's a senior.
He's ticked.
And he's never going to beat the Thunderwolves. Hey, don't jinx him, Joe.
Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah, you've been lecturing me.
No, he's to this point, to this very moment, he has never. So,
1st and 10, Thunderwolves, 44-yard line. They lead it 35-10. 1:02 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Nigel Mitchell, wide to the right, along with Pennick in the slot here. High snap, it's handled. Over the middle, that's interference, isn't it?
Well.
Is it not? Pennick's going, what in the heck's going on here? What?
They do things differently here in the flatlands of Nebraska.
Oh, my. 2nd down and 10. It's always good when the coaching staff to our right agrees with our
We got to tell people they moved the coaching box and this radio box. They switched them because the coach's box was next to the president's box, and there was some language that would get tossed around in coaches' boxes that presidential guests didn't need to hear.
And their kids. 2nd and 10. Here's Roots up the middle. Oh, nice cut across the 40, 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Thunderwolves.
Race car Roots, victory lane.
What a cut. Oh, my goodness. I want to see that again, over and over again. Man, oh, man. Watch this, Joe.
Zip. One step and gone. It was an Olay defense by the Chadron Eagles.
The safety is still grasping at the air.
And with that, the crowd starts to thin out here at Don Beebe Stadium.
Oh, Trey Strazikar, I'm sure back listening in Pueblo. That's where we got to get the video and then put my call on it there, because that, I'm sure the Chadron State announcers didn't put the exclamation point on that cut.
No.
Oh, my goodness. Extra point good. 46 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Pack leads at 42-10 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
42-10, Thunderwolves on top. Race car Roots. Wow, what a run that was. Here's the kick, and it goes out the back of the end zone. I'm sure they'll have that up a little bit later, part of the highlight package that you'll see on the old Facebook page, the Go Thunderwolves Facebook page. They'll put that up there, and also the CSU Pueblo football Facebook page. They try to put some highlights up on there, but that was just an incredible run.
Give Jonas Stupar and James Parker credit, because they just made a little bit of a crease, and it was a little bit of a handoff, but the Olay move, and then just gone.
Yeah. Wait, once he got in the clear, it was forget about it.
Plant and go, and it's funny to watch safeties and corners run after him, because he's got separation speed.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's like the cartoon character with the wheels that look like you can't see him. 1st and 10 from the 25. Here comes pressure, gets the pass away. It's caught over the middle, and a lot of traffic. Threaded the needle there, but another grab. This player is pretty good. Jaden Cox for Chadron State.
Well, give Dalton Horst credit for staying in the pocket right there. Pressure was coming from both sides and behind.
It was 4 defenders in the area, too. Good umbrella coverage there by the Thunderwolves. Down to 18 seconds to go here. They're going to run the ball this time up the middle and getting forward for the 1st down. And that is that man, Cox. That should be the last. Well, they might get up the line of scrimmage here and try to run one more. And they're going to let it run out. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. Thunderwolves put up 28 in the quarter. They lead it 42-10 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Real quick through that. Big Ike.
Ikena Awuasoanya makes the sack all the way back inside the 25 at the 24-yard line. That's a loss of 13 on the play. It's 2nd down and 23 from the 24-yard line. Straight drop back. Here comes pressure again. They're just closing down that pocket. He had to get rid of it. It's incomplete.
That's the 2nd play in a row that they've done a delayed blitz from the middle. One of the backers is going delayed just a hair from the middle, and that's messing up their blocking assignments to the point where Holst has no shot.
Yeah, they're just pinching it. Well, look at that. They gained a yard there on the spot, Joe. It's out to the 25 now.
That's easy math, though.
Come on, Mr. Umpire. So now instead of 3rd and 23, it's now down to 3rd and 22.
No sense of urgency from Chadron.
Double wide out to each side. Ball's on the left hash. Holst takes the snap, sets in the pocket, pass over the middle. It's caught. Nice move there, and it's a first down. That was a good strike and a good run after the catch to get the first down out around midfield.
Well, Denari Crittenden just kind of, I think it's a little bit of a prevent to get that wide open underneath like that. Some of your defensive backs are still backpedaling a little bit, but that's a big third down.
Montel Gladney on the grab. He lines up wide to the right this time for Chadron. Straight drop back by Holst. Steps up in the pocket, fires it right, and it's caught on the side. Oh, man, what a catch. And it's that same man, Gladney, inside the 40 down to the 37-yard line.
The problem with CSU Pueblo on that play is Scipio is in coverage, and he's a linebacker. He cannot cover a receiver like that. That zone coverage.
Scipio out of Harrison High School. Is from Peyton, Colorado, but went to Harrison. Straight drop back. Look over the middle, fired over the middle, and a one-hand stab attempt there by Cole Thurnis. He was going to get lit up if he had caught that ball. Good disciplinary play there by the Thunderbolts not to light him up after he dropped it, because that had been a hit on a defenseless receiver. Instead, they just gave him a little tap.
Love his passion, though, today. He's playing hard.
Second down and 10 for the Eagles. They trail it 42-10, 13:21 to go here, fourth quarter. From the gun. They're going to hand it up the middle. Tries to spin it outside, breaking a tackle. Getting forward, first down run.
A nice call by offensive coordinators from Chadron. That was almost a jailbreak blitz. Both guys from the outside, and they just went right by it with the run.
Jaden Cox on the run. It's all the way down to the 27-yard line as the wind picks up in strength a little bit more here.
That's just how Cowboy had it go about 60 yards.
It did take off. Didn't look like a kite. Somebody's got him a souvenir.
I was saying that's a first down.
Yeah, they forgot to move the chains there.
Miles Cochaver, I'm sure, is not happy with this defensive series thus far. Big third down, a lot of dink and dunk.
Yeah, give up a third and 22.
You can't give up a third and 22. I don't care how high up you are in the score.
Holst from the gun here. Going to give it up the middle, and this time the Thunderbolts get the stop, and there is Momar Fall just enveloping the runner, Jaden Cox. Gain of about 2 down to the 25. Maybe the 24 where they spot it. It'll be second down. We'll call it 7. And Cox is going to come out of the ball game right now. He has played a heck of a ball game. He's replaced by Darian Collier. Again, they're missing their number 1 running back, Elijah Miles. They fake the jet sweep. They give it up the middle. Big man spinning inside the 20 down to about the 18-yard line. That's Dorian Collier. On the stop for the Thunderbolts, Anthony Barron coming up. It's going to be third and short here. A third and about a yard, looks like.
I'm sure Miles Cochaver is not happy with that play. I mean, they have it snuffed out, and he still gets 7.
Third and 1 for the Eagles. And play action. And ball deflected. And clapping his hands is Scipio, the freshman out of Harrison High School.
So now all of a sudden you have 4th and 1. You were moving the ball like it was butter.
And Scipio, he's not a redshirt. He's a true freshman. That's a rarity anymore to have a true freshman see time. But you look at him physically and his body and the way he plays, you can see why you can't keep him off the field.
Let's see if they sell out and play run totally for this 1 yard.
2 wide outs to the left as Thurnis is back in the ball game. The running back is Harrell.
Because they have to move the sticks.
Or excuse me, Collier. Collier, the running back. Straight drop back. Here comes pressure up the middle. He's flush. Rolls to his right. He could run for it, and he will get the first down. Forced out of bounds over here on the sideline by Max Gonzalez, but not before he's able to dip out of bounds and get the first down at the 16-yard line. As soon as the Thunderbolts lost contain, you knew he would at least get the first down. He was still hoping to fire it into the end zone to an open receiver, but nobody came open.
But if he does that, it's incomplete.
Yeah.
They had to get a yard, not 6.
Yeah, the safe thing there was the run. The ball spotted at the 15, 1st and 10 for the Eagles. We're down to 11:20 to go here in the fourth quarter. 42-10, Thunderwolves on top. Holst sends the man in motion. That's Cox. Here comes pressure off the edge. He's flush. Rolls to his right. Pass to the end zone. Intercepted at the 2-yard line by the Thunderwolves, Sam Warren. Thunderwolves defense, Joe, they just keep making plays.
Step up, step in, step out. Great play by Sam Warren.
Well, that's the old bugaboo. That's a late pass back across your body over the middle of the field. And it sounds like a cliche, but more times than not, Joe, that's what happened. It just ends up in disastrous plays.
That was the exit strategy for a lot of fans.
Yeah.
The entire section in front of us just kind of all got up in unison.
Yeah, they picked up their blankets and they're off. They're off to get pizza.
Perfect.
From the 2-yard line, Thunderwolves with the ball. Williams up under center this time. That's the safe thing to do. And a whistle and false start on the Thunderwolves. Well, that's one thing the Thunderwolves, even though they're in this 42-10 game.
Nick Williams must have flinched out there because the only guy that would have affected was the guy that's sitting there staring at him.
They've had a handful of pre-snap penalties today, which will not make John Riston happy. In some ways, though, I think they're secretly happy when they win the ball game by this big a margin, but they have something they can, build upon with the players.
Well, they can just go look at the first quarter.
Exactly. Now from the 1-yard line. And, boy, they sell out. They're trying to get Roots in the end zone. They almost had him for a safety. He's able to wedge his way out to about the 1-foot line. That was dangerously close. Or was that? It might have been a new running back for the Thunderwolves here. We'll have to see. They're on the far end of the field down here. Or at least maybe they had a fullback in on the play. Let's see. Yeah, that's a new running back.
That's Mariano Kemp. Normally a fullback.
Well, he's wearing 38, though. They got him a different number today. Here's a pass up the sideline, incomplete. 38 would be John Mumphrey, but I've never called his name this year, so I'm wondering if we have a jersey problem. So we'll have to find out here. We got the coaches right next to us. We'll find out for sure when we get a break here. So now it's 3rd down and 11 from the Thunderwolves. The ball is just outside the goal line. Kemp is in the game. He is the fullback. Makes you wonder if they've got Jordan Jones wearing 38 today instead of 20. Bangs his way out maybe to the 1-yard line.
He actually got a half a football more than the Chadron receiver or defenders thought.
That's my guess. I'm guessing that Jordan Jones instead
I thought he was hurt.
So it could be John Mumford.
Yeah, Jordan Jones is hurt and is not available today.
Okay, so it would be John Mumphrey, the 3rd running back, senior out of Anaheim, California.
Well, we're going to see Dwinell as quick a kick as you can get.
Into the wind, too. Gets it, bangs it into the air, shanks it. Wind has it. It's going backwards. It's inside the 10, maybe.
But hey.
And they're going to mark it at the 11-yard line. That reminds me, I tell a story often, Joe, when I was doing Rye football, it was a negative 10-yard punt. Ball was picked up, ran 20 yards for a touchdown. But the wind was blowing very similar to this down there in Rye. You can imagine a high school kid trying to punt the ball away.
So all that interception did was eat 3 minutes off the clock.
All right, here we go. Timeout on the field. Back with more. Thunderwolves lead at 42-10 on Fox Sports Pueblo. Well, never mind. Keep it here. That was a quick TV timeout as they've run the guy back out here on the field there. So sorry about that. Aaron, go ahead and dump out of it. Okay, that was my fault, Aaron, as they had a TV timeout with the guy out on the field, media timeout, and then he came off the field. So we're right to the 11-yard line here. Chadron State with the ball. They send the man in motion to the right. Holst in the pocket, fires it right. Ball's caught. Cox makes a cut. Good stiff arm inside the 10, down to about the 5-yard line. I like this Jaden Cox. He plays with an edge.
Not very big, playing hard.
Well, Danny Woodhead wasn't that big, and he played awfully hard. Maybe he's kind of in that mold, isn't he?
That's the Chadron way.
Woodhead was a little thicker, maybe.
Yeah, they don't make him like Danny Woodhead. But I look at Jonathan Jones at center for CSU Pueblo, or Jesse Lewis, or those guys are all tiny too.
Second down from the 4. Play action. Look left. Fade pattern, and it's incomplete. They're trying to get at the Thurnis.
That wasn't a poorly thrown ball.
Eli Pittman on the coverage for the Thunderwolves. Thunderwolves starting to sprinkle in a lot of reserves here into the game.
That was not a poorly thrown ball. That ball probably could have been caught.
Eli is a redshirt freshman out of Peoria, Arizona. One of the guys they're really high on. Let's face it, you get recruited to CSU Pueblo and you're still on the team as a redshirt freshman. They're going to be high on you because
they're working.
There's a lot of weeding out and going. You bring in 50, 55 new guys every year. The 25 that survived in the second year, they're pretty good. Here's the handoff up the middle to the goal line. Looks like a touchdown and no signal yet. No, they say he is down, do they?
Down at the half-yard line. And all that is going to do is eat some more clock. Why is the clock stopped?
To move the chains. It's first and goal. They did have room to get a first down, so it's first and goal from the 1-inch line. No sense of drama there by the referees to give him a touchdown. I got to give it one more time here to reward the hard play here of Cox. They do give it to him up the middle. He bangs his way in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Chadron State. Comes with 8:23 to go here in the fourth quarter. Makes it 42-16. Thunderwolves on top. Chance to fire the cannon. Look at the smoke, Joe. It's coming right at us. It's swirling out there.
Yeah, there's no longer a breeze. That's wind. That's just wind. You can smell it. It's gunpowder.
Well, look at the goalpost down here to our right. It almost looks dangerous, doesn't it?
It could come over at any time.
Low snap, but it's handled. The kick is up, and he gets decked.
He was trying to catch him. It's like, sorry, bro. I didn't mean to. And they just shake hands.
Kick is good. 42-17, Thunderwolves, 8:23 to go, fourth quarter on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
We're having some fun up here in the booth. 8:23 to go here in the fourth quarter. My old buddy Bob Zam used to be down in Pueblo, worked with us at Don Sport Car, good friends of Don and Arlene. And my sister Arlene, of course, my brother-in-law Don. He's handing out candy. He's the candy man, Joe.
Well, we have this big pane of glass between us. So
yeah, we can't get
it. It doesn't do us a lot of good.
It's trick or treat come early here in the stands.
Yeah, it's been a lot of tricks and treats for the Thunderwolves through 3 quarters. I'm counting the second quarter, third quarter, and some of the fourth. The first quarter?
Very scary.
It was a scary quarter.
You go onside kick here if you're Chadron State?
You have to. I mean, you have to. You're 25 down.
They're all kind of bunched up. Now they spread out. That still doesn't mean anything. They can still. Thunderwolves are in their.
We got to look.
Their prevent.
You look a little pooch,
And the ball blows over.
I still love that pooch kick that Kyle Major did, where he ran it, and they had a gunner run, and he kicked it right over, and the gunner caught it.
Right.
I mean, you can't advance it.
Yeah, exactly.
But you can catch it. It was like a pass that he did off his foot.
Yeah, I remember that. That was an incredible play.
Between Kyle Major and Greg O'Donnell, we didn't have to learn the name of a kicker for 8 years.
That's right. Kyle, one of the all-timers.
And Odie. We didn't have to learn the name of a kicker for 8 years.
Well, Greg, he should be there. They're going to celebrate the 2014 National Championship team in a couple weeks when they get inducted into the team portion of the Hall of Fame.
I wrote like every story. You got to get on that ball.
And it goes into the end zone. Now they down it, so it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Michael Roots was back there.
I chronicled that for radio and newspaper. I didn't get invited.
Well, I'll see if I can.
No, I don't want to force anybody's hand, but I'm just saying.
Okay. All right. That reminds me, I have to send my RSVP in.
You just got invited.
Well, I'm on the Hall of Fame committee.
Ah, I see. Are you the MC?
No.
Boy, that was a fun season.
That was.
In Kansas City, we had a blast.
What a great
I mean, not only was it fun, but it was just, I mean, win or lose, that was a good time.
Yeah, it was so much fun. Here is the handoff up the middle. And this is that running back we're talking about for the Thunderbolts, John Mumphrey. That's who I have down.
I think that's who that is.
He looks the part. He looks a lot like Michael Roots. He's kind of built low to the ground.
I don't know that I'd have Michael Roots back in the game.
He is 5'8", 185 pounds. I'm sure guys just love him when I say hey, he's a little guy.
Well, 185 pounds to me would be like 7th grade. So,
but then when you get next to these guys, you see how built and put together they are.
Yeah, they're yoked.
It's amazing.
I'm not sure I'd have Devin Williams still in the game either.
2nd down and 8.
Unless you're just doing that.
And he's going to run the ball around the right side, and he is close to the first. Then he's body slammed right at the first. Right there, Joe. That's a scary play when you're up 42-17. I think we'll file that play away. Should I look over here in the coach's box and say,
self-preservation?
We don't like that play anymore, guys. It is the first.
They're all laughing. I'm like, Mick McCall's right next to us.
I guess he is a football player. He is a football player. 1st and 10 at the 35. You can't play scared, Joe. You can't play scared. All right, 1st and 10 for the Pack at the 35-yard line. Nigel Mitchell, who gave us a scare in the first half, or actually the second half kickoff return, wide to the left. Handoff around the right side. Turn to the court. Wow, look at this run. Up the sideline, banging his way, and then loses his helmet. But what a run.
They're going to get 15
Mumphrey.
on that.
That's going to be a targeting penalty.
Yep, and they're going to get 15 more on that. Tempers are flaring.
And the Thunderbolts bench pointing at the scoreboard said, hey, dude, Jeremiah Gutierrez woofing on the sideline.
Yeah, Csu-Pueblo guys need to get off the field. They need to get off the field. This is getting a little chippy.
And the Pack are not happy with that hit over on the side.
Get off the field. They're pointing at the scoreboard now. Trevor Filio, guys, get off. And John Riston's like, get off the field.
And now they're making everybody get off the field here for a little while the officials sort this out here.
Well, it was a great run by John Mumphrey, and then 15 yards with a hit to the head.
Yeah, it's going to be a targeting foul here. And then he gets a pat on the butt there by one of the coaches. Hey, good play, dude. That's what you hate to see. Like, why are you rewarding a guy for picking up a personal foul, Mr. Coach?
I get it. You're showing some fire and some heat. Is there a player down over there for?
And they've ejected him.
And Jay Long is furious, but for no reason.
Now we'll see if we can cool things down here. I don't think you will be able to for this last 6:49 of the ball game. It's going to become a physical battle here.
Trevor Filio just gave John Riston the, I got it, coach, we're good.
Now the man that was ejected is running back. They got the wrong number there. Is Jeremiah Gutierrez is the one that administered the hit. He's back out on the field. All right, 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line for the Thunderwolves. And they give it to Kemp up the middle. He puts his head down, and he gets down to about the 32-yard line. Everybody separates in good shape here after that run. Now you see some of the linemen gesturing back and forth to each other here. This is dangerous territory where you just don't want somebody to get hurt on some kind of cheap shot.
You know what you don't want is somebody to get thrown out for next week.
Right.
You know, this is where you got to just play smart. You know, let that.
Well, they said they ejected number 15, who's Chad Mickles. He's a wide receiver. It should have been number 5, who's still out on the field, which is Jeremiah Gutierrez. He's the one that administered the hit. Here's Kemp play action.
Get rid of
Pass
it.
up the sideline. Pennick has it. Spin move. Almost had his head taken off. Breaks a tackle. He's got the first down to about the 21-yard line. That was a head-hunting tackle, and now they get up jawing. Watch this replay, Josie. He tried to take his head off here on this tackle. He whiffed on it. There, right there. Taking a shot. Penalty on the Thunderwolves anyway here.
Well, it was illegal man downfield because that was not supposed to be a pass.
Bobby Peel was the one that tried to take the head off of Pennick. So it marks it off back to the 37-yard line, where it will be second down now and 12 for the Thunderwolves. It's getting ugly out there.
But it's all just time now.
Yeah.
It's all about time.
Lance Opp into the ball game for the Thunderwolves. He lines up wide to the left. He's set up in the wrong spot. Now he moves in on the hash mark. Pennick right next to him here on second down and 12. And they pass it left side to Pennick. Makes the first man miss. Puts his head down. Rolls forward. And might have an injury here for Chadron State, as I think the man tried to make the tackle and he hurt his knee.
No gain on the play.
Yes. Yeah. He's down. It's like his left knee banged the turf. So we got a timeout on the field. It's an injury timeout. 5:15 to go here in the fourth quarter. Thunderwolves lead at 42-17 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
Brendan Bremer, the injured player for Chadron State. He's off the field. Looked like he just might have sprained his knee or something there. He tried to walk it off. So it's third down and 13 now for the Thunderwolves from the 38-yard line.
Clock is running.
Play clock is down to 10 now, so now the Thunderwolves will get ready to go. High snap. They hand the ball off to Kemp, tries to turn the corner. They string it out and run him out of bounds. And then he's hit late out of bounds. No call, though.
But why does he go out of bounds?
Yeah, he's 2 yards out of bounds when he got chucked down there. Let's see if it was as bad as I thought it was. He's out of bounds. Well, he was tripped up, and then he got kind of escorted to the turf.
He didn't get up like he thought it was a late hit, so
he was a little off balance and then got deposited. So now we're down to 4:15. Clock is running. It's fourth down and 10 for the Thunderwolves.
Somebody's hurt. Elijah Reed is not feeling well on this play. Down to 7-5 on the play clock.
3, 2, 1. They do get it off, evidently. Williams rolls to his right. Over the middle. Caught by Albertini. He's got the first down to the 20-yard line. Nice play there by Devin Williams, rolling to his right, buying some time, and then Albertini came open. Just a simple little crossing pattern. Came across the formation, got the first down to the 20. First and 10 Thunderwolves from the 20-yard line. Play clock again running low down to 5. Williams up under center. Offset eye this time from Thunderwolves. He's up under center. Pitches it right side to Kemp. Puts his head down. And he's going to be taken down for about a yard loss on the play. This is when it's hard to be a running back. All you can do is, you're running it up in there. And everybody knows you're going to run the football. And they're flying at you, but you just got to keep trying. And Kemp's the kind of guy that can do it. They mark it just outside the 20-yard line, so we'll call that no gain on the play. It will be second and 10. Down to 2:25 to go here. Up under center again is Williams. Hands again to Kemp up the middle. Puts his head down. Gets forward for about 3 down to the 17-yard line. Thunderwolves just doing their best here to run the clock out. They only give him 2 on the play, so they mark it at the 18. So it'll be 3rd down and 8 now for the Thunderwolves. They lead it 42-17. Stay with us for our post-game show. Joe Cervi will be down on the field, and we've kind of worked on our wireless setup. We changed the battery. We're trying everything we can to make it work this week, so hopefully we get John Rissen's words here in the post-game show today. I have all the highlights for you as well, and a complete scoreboard show, recap of the ball game. Give it to Kemp up there. Nice adjustment across the 15-10. 5 balls his way down to the 2-yard line. Great run there by Mariano Kemp. It's a shame he doesn't get it all the way into the end zone, but it's down to the 3-yard line. Good cut right there in the middle of the field. Took it right down to throw to the defense. 1st and goal, Thunderwolves. Clock rolling. I don't imagine Chadron State's going to use their timeouts here. They have 3. They could. But why batter? So the Thunderwolves should just go into victory formation here. But with the bad blood that kind of brewed there late in the game, do you try to punch another one in here, or do you go victory formation? Thunderwolves are going to go victory formation here. So they're not going to let it boil over anymore here. Williams takes the snap, takes the knee at the 5-yard line. He'll have to do it one more time here. So Thunderwolves will have a nice little 6-hour bus ride home. They'll have their pizza here after the game, and they'll be happy. They'll be excited. All is forgiven for the first quarter. Because in the second quarter on, they were a good outfit here today. One more time, Devin Williams takes the knee, and that will do it. Thunderwolves win the ball game 42-17. Back with our post-game show on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back to Don Beebe Stadium here in Chadron, Nebraska. Thunderwolves win the ball game 42-17. And Aaron, you're going to need to send me that picture a different way somehow if you can, because it's got terrible service here in this press box, so I cannot get anything to work on my iPhone. So we may just have to wing it in the post-game show. We're waiting now to see where Joe Cervi is down on the field. He's looking for John Rissen. Okay, I've spotted him now. He's down on the middle field. Still doesn't have John Rissen, so we'll have that post-game interview here shortly. So what we'll do, I'll just talk a little through our post-game show. We'll just do the scoring plays since I can't get the picture to download what we have. Of course, we're going to miss the first field goal, and then we'll miss the 23-yard interception return by Patrick Howell. But we should have every other scoring play. Those are the plays we'll look at here in the post-game show. Joe Cervi's down on the field. He's ready with John Rissen.
All right, down here with head coach John Rissen. Other than missing the wake-up call by a quarter, this was a great packed victory.
Yeah, it's nice hearing that cannon go off after the game, not during the game. And, the first quarter, I don't know what it was. And so anyway, we found a way to get some traction, and those ebbs and flows you got to manage, and we were able to do that. Came away with a great red-letter victory here.
We were trying to figure out 6 plays in the first quarter, and then the switch just flipped. Was there something in it that you saw, you felt on the sidelines that flipped that switch to the dominant victory that it was?
Well, I think that we got a couple breaks come your way, and we just started playing a little faster, started getting targeted, and I think Devin fell into it, and we made, we got that turnover, and we threw that pick down here, and I thought, that was going to be a little trouble. Then the next play, we threw that fade, and Max made a hell of a play on it, and sooner or later, it's 14-10.
Things just start rolling. Talk a little bit about Devin Williams. Made the decision this week to switch it and go with him at quarterback, and he looked like he was made for the job.
Well, he managed the game, and he's going to get better. And not that Stevie's been bad. We just wanted to make a change and see what happened, and it was a great victory for us.
There was a key hit by Max Gonzalez, just filling the hole that kind of ignited some fire. Talk about the play overall of your defense. Opportunistic today. You've been wanting those turnovers to come back. it had to be a great effort.
Yeah, I think the whole defense, Max filling the hole, and then Patrick Howell making a pick six there, and then we stripped and fumbled and got the next play in there, and those things are packed football, and we're able to make some things happen. So they played fast and physical like we challenged them.
A nice drive home, undefeated in the RMAC.
Yep, got to go buy some ice cream.
All right, go Pack. John, Jim, back upstairs.
All right, thanks a lot, Joe. Thanks a lot, Coach Riston. Back with our highlight package right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to Don Beebe Stadium here in Chadron, Nebraska. Thunderwolves win the ball game 42-17. And without further ado, let's go to our highlight package today. Compiled by Aaron Konitschke and, of course, Christina Similiano, also working in mission control today. Let's get right to it. The first score of the game, we don't do a highlight because we don't like to do field goals when we don't have to. And Jones had the field goal from 26 yards out, gave Chadron State the 3-0 lead. Chadron, though, would come back on their next drive and punch one in. The right side, Thunderwolves have it strung out, but second effort gets him into the end zone, touchdown. They had a shot at him early on, but he made a great cut that time and got it into the end zone. And it was Collier on the touchdown run, Dorian Collier. Filio had him, it looked like, but his job, it looked like, on the defensive play, we'll have to ask John Risson about it on his show on Wednesday night, but his sole job was to make sure that Collier didn't get outside, and he more or less kind of nudged him inside with his shoulder. He was being blocked on the play as well, but the pursuit never came. They had it blocked down, and he was able to get it on into the end zone. The extra point made it 10-0 at that point. Thunderwolves couldn't get much going, but late in the first half, they were finally able to get one on the board. Play action. Williams rolls right. He's got Bingham wide open. Touchdown, Thunderwolves. It's the old sprint right option, more or less, as Williams fakes it in the middle and rolls to his right. And then Bingham disguises the play like he's going to make a block on the play, and then he kind of leaks out into the flat. Good sure-handed grab. Made the touchdown. Made it 10-7. Thunderwolves then would get it back late in the first half, drive it down the field again. Looked like they were going to get the go-ahead touchdown, but they actually threw an interception. It was a great play by Chadron State, which snuffed out that drive for the Thunderwolves. Chadron then had to punt it away late. Thunderwolves, and a most incredible drive, was late in the first half from deep in their own territory. They had to go 85 yards, but the sixth play was a beauty. Devin sets up now, fires it up the right sideline, lobs it up. It's caught inside the 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Thunderwolves. 9-day for Max Fine. Fine actually made the adjustment. It was an incredible throw by Devin Williams into the wind here today. I mean, it was howling, and he sent it up the right sideline. And, of course, the wind kind of knocked it down a little bit, but Fine was able to make the adjustment on the play. The cornerback lost track of the ball. Fine made the grab and then stepped around him from about the 15-yard line, waltzed it on into the end zone. The extra point made it 14-10 at that point in favor of the Thunderwolves. Thunderwolves then came out in the third quarter. Patrick Howell picked off a pass, went 23 yards for the touchdown, made it 21-10 Thunderwolves after the extra point was good. Thunderwolves then got it back late in the first half, or late in the third quarter. It was a chance for Race Car to go to work. And the ball off left side. Roots tries to get to the corner, turns the corner inside the pylon. He stuck it over. That should be a touchdown. It is. And Roots more or less took a sweep around that outside and stuck it into the end zone with his right hand just inside the pylon. Extra point was good, made it 28-10 at that point. That touchdown was set up by a great play on defense by the Thunderwolves, actually forcing a fumble. Now, we watched the replay. We don't think it should have been called a fumble, but that's not the way they called it down on the field. Looked like his forward progress was stopped, and then the ground more or less popped the ball out after the Thunderwolves kind of body slammed him to the turf. But, hey, if they're going to give it to you, you take it. And then Roots able to punch it into the end zone for the touchdown. Thunderwolves then would bounce back on their next drive, and this time Roots did it through the air. Williams takes the snap, looks over the middle, pump fake. Now fires it on flat. Roots has it inside the 20, inside the 15, 10, breaks the tackle, 5, touchdown, Thunderwolves. What? Darian Williams made an incredible play on this play, avoiding the rush, and then 3 guys were coming down on him, and he was able to get the ball out at the last minute to Roots, and Roots made the great grab, took it on into the end zone. Well, Michael Roots, though, he wasn't finished on the day. Here's Roots up the middle. Oh, nice cut across the 40, 30, 20, 10, touchdown, Thunderwolves. Michael Roots just made an incredible cut in the middle of the field, and he just sent the safety, more or less tackled air. He went flying and flew right by him, grasping at air. Roots then made the cut, and then he, lived up to his nickname, just raced it on into the end zone. It was a 56-yard run and all. The extra point was good, made it 42-10. Chadron State would then get on the board late. Cox, they do give it to him up the middle. He bangs his way in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Chadron State. And it capped off a pretty good day for Jaden Cox. He ended up with 18 carries for 110 yards on the ground today in that touchdown run. That completes our highlight package here. Thunderwolves win the ball game 42-17. Again, we thank Aaron Konitschke and Christina Samoli. I do that. Samiliano in our mission control, compiling all those highlights here this afternoon. Come back. We'll give you the stats from today's game. That comes your way next on Fox Sports Pueblo. Oh.
This is Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to Don Beebe Stadium. Thunderwolves win the ball game 42-17 here in Chadron, Nebraska. Here are the numbers from today's game. First downs, Thunderwolves had 22. Chadron State was 17. Thunderwolves 191 on the ground, 219 through the air. They end up with 410 yards total offense on 63 plays from scrimmage. Chadron State 133 on the ground, 181 through the air, 314 yards total offense on 64 plays from scrimmage. Time of possession today, it doesn't add up, but it was pretty much even, about 29-39 for the Thunderwolves. They got Chadron with 28-50, so they're missing 2 minutes there somewhere. So we'll give each team a minute.
Well, timing's been off all day, so
exactly. Third down conversions today, Thunderwolves 3 of 10, Chadron State 5 of 13. Fourth down conversion, Thunderwolves 1 of 1, Chadron was 2 of 3. Thunderwolves were 3 for 5 in the red zone. Hard to count that one against them at the end because they're running out the clock. So in theory, only 3 of 4. Chadron State also 3 of 4. Individual numbers. Michael Roots, what a day. 20 carries, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns. The long, of course, the 56-yard touchdown run. Kemp late in the game, 5 carries for 23 yards. Mumphrey had 1 carry for 15. Devin Williams, 2 for 12. For Chadron State, Jaden Cox, 18 carries, 110 yards, and the touchdown. Collier, 12 for 25. Thurnis, 3 for 5. Holst credited with 2 carries for a -7. You got to factor in the sack yardage there. Receiving today, Nick Williams targeted 8 times. He caught 8 for 57. And I thought his play in that second quarter was pivotal for the Thunderwolves, catching a lot of those little out patterns, but being very physical after the catch, able to get those extra yards, keep the drive alive. And I thought his play was pivotal today. Michael Roots got 4 for 43. Albertini, 2 for 21. And Preston Garrett caught 2 balls for 23 yards. Jaden Cox, 6 for 58. Mickelson, 3 for 26. Gladney, 2 for 39 for Chadron State. Passing today, Devin Williams was 23 of 31, had the 1 interception, 219 yards, 3 touchdowns on the day. Holst was 17 of 29, had 3 picks, 181 yards. He did not throw a touchdown. He was sacked once in the ball game. Some of the defensive numbers we heard. We were singing the praises of Max Gonzalez, and Joe appropriately pointed it out to head coach John Riston there in the postgame show. 8 tackles today, but I thought that 1 tackle he had late in the first half kind of ignited the Thunderwolves, kind of midway through the second quarter, kind of ignited the pack today. Patrick Allen ends up with 7, Draper with 6, and Scipio with 5. Joey Guile had 11 tackles today. Noah Kirchel with 10 to lead the way for Chadron State. Final score 42-17. Let's go to the scoreboard here. I haven't been doing much on the Division II side of the house here today, so we'll look at the big boys right now. Boise State leads BYU 23-10. They're in the third quarter there. SMU over Navy 24-21. We're giving you in-progress scores here right now. Georgia leads Auburn 17-3. They're in the third quarter of that game. Wake Forest has gone ahead of Syracuse 26-21. Penn State at halftime leads Iowa 17-10, probably the marquee game of the day. Here's a wild one for you. It's a final. Ole Miss defeats Arkansas 52-51. They outscored them 21-20 in that pivotal fourth quarter to win the ball game. Ohio State over Maryland 66-17. Michigan State continues their winning ways. They're 6-0 now. They defeat Rutgers 31-13. Oklahoma outscores Texas 25-7 in the fourth quarter. They win it 55-48 down there at the Texas State Fair at the Cotton Bowl. Florida defeats Vanderbilt 42-0. LSU and Kentucky later on tonight. Joe and I will be listening to that one on the way home, as well as baseball on the old car ride home. Michigan also taking on Nebraska. Notre Dame is at Virginia Tech. Alabama at Texas A&M. New Mexico is at San Diego State. Here's some finals from yesterday. Cincinnati defeated Temple 52-3. Arizona State over Stanford 28-10. And Coastal Carolina defeated Arkansas State 52-20. Division II side, Joe, you've been able to find it?
I haven't. It's been one of those days.
We can't get much service here on our phones in the booth. That's been one of the problems. It is in the fourth quarter right now. South Dakota Mines leads Fort Lewis 35-7. One of the big games in Division II as far as the rankings go, our old buddies up at Minnesota State and Mankato, they got beat today. Wayne State and Nebraska, one of the surprises in Division II football this year. They're not even ranked yet, but they've had some big wins, and they defeat Minnesota State 35-24, so that'll shake things up. Now, can this be a misprint? It's got down here, it has to be a misprint. They got Washburn defeating Fort Hays 123-20.
No, it's
so we know that's got to be
20.
It's got to be 23-20, the final there. But it just looks funny when you look at the old scoreboard. Mines leads Black Hills State 34-20. They're in the fourth quarter of that game. We'll scroll on down through here. Duluth leads Mary 31-27. That's a surprisingly close ball game at this point. West Georgia leads Mississippi College 40-21. Highlands and Western Colorado, no report on that game as of yet for some reason. And we scroll down a little bit further, trying to see if I can find a final here. Well, Adams State and Mesa, they play tonight. The old lobster bake there in Grand Junction tonight. Angelo State takes on West Texas A&M a little bit later tonight, as we always think about our old friend Hunter Hughes. Just a little bit more down here as I scroll down through it, seeing if there's any scores of note that I should pass along to you. I don't see any that jump right out. I mean, number 11, West Alabama defeats Shorter 44-7. That's about it. Slippery Rock, they defeat Edinburgh 49-13. We always like to check in on them. Here was a crazy game. The Gorillas almost pulled it off. Northwest Missouri, the fourth-ranked team in the country, they survive. They beat Pittsburgh State 20-19. Joe, when I see a score like that, I wonder if Pittsburgh State scored late, went for two, and missed. You know, when you see a score of 20-19.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Kind of an odd score to get.
The Gorillas, even though Csu-Pueblo scored 19 last week and won.
That's right. Joe, your final thoughts on this ball game?
Wow, it feels like Csu-Pueblo spotted Chadron a quarter.
Yeah.
It's like, we'll give you a quarter head start, and then we'll kick your ass. That's what it feels like.
Exactly.
Because they ran 63 plays, but they ran 56, or they ran 57 in the second, third, and fourth quarters. They only ran 6 plays in the first quarter and finished with 63. So, hey, whatever it takes, come up here and get a win with a team that was hungry and obviously talented.
Yeah.
That's great. Csu-Pueblo is undefeated in conference and 4-2 overall, and things are on schedule.
They look good, and we'll have them again next week.
And our drive won't be bad. We got to get in front of the buses, though.
That's right. We don't want to be behind the buses. We want to be out in front of them, leading the way. All right. Caleb Sentner, the sports information guy here, we thank him. J.R. Smith, you got a chance to talk to him down on the sideline. Always so great here at Chadron. We love coming up here for football and as well as basketball during the winter. They're always gracious host. They treat us well, and they're done better. They're just great people.
They
up
are
here,
great people.
and we enjoy coming up here. We thank them for all their.
We call them Nebraska nice.
There you go. Trace Trazikar is the sports information guy at CSU Pueblo. Paul Plinsky, the athletic director. Our producer and engineer today of Thunderwolves football has been Aaron Konitsky, along with Christina Similiano. Reminders, we'll have the John Riston Show on Wednesday night from Thunder Zone Pizza and Tap House. That'll be at 6 o'clock. Be sure to join us for that one, 6 to 7. It's also all-you-can-eat wing night there at the old restaurant and bar, and you can come in and watch the show, listen to the show, and take part in the show if you want to, and have some nice dinner and some beverages as well. So once again, that's Wednesday night, 6 o'clock, right here on Fox Sports Pueblo. Our next action of Thunderwolves football will be on the road next weekend, as we will be in Las Vegas, New Mexico. Joe, I believe that's a 1 o'clock?
It is a 1 o'clock kick.
1 o'clock kick, so we'll be down there in the refurbished. It'll be our first time we'll be in the new portion of the stadium. It'll be interesting to see what our digs are like.
It'll still be the outhouse.
Probably still be that way, but we will be down there at Las Vegas, New Mexico. They're kind of their newly renovated stadium. We'll take on New Mexico Highlands. 1 o'clock kickoff. We'll be on the air at 12:30 with the pregame show right here on Fox Sports Pueblo. That's going to do it. For my partner, Joe Cervi, my name is Jim Brooks, reminding you one final time, Thunderwolves win it 42-17. Until we talk to you next week, good afternoon, everybody.